I just want to make sure that was working. All right, I just want to make sure. What's up, Reap? Reap in the house. What's up, Reap? I'm having audio issues early. Reaper with the resub, 62 months. Let's go. What's up, my brother? I appreciate that, man. Give Reaper a little shout out. How you feeling, my brother? How you feeling? Hopefully the audio is nice and crispy. Hopefully. Can y'all hear me? Is the audio good? I've been working on it, man. It's a never ending struggle. You know, broadcasting is a never ending struggle. Oh man, plague with the resub. Don't do no hype train. Don't do it. Don't do it. 74 months. That matter of fact, that's my guest for today, plague, and also my first ever subscriber, Plague Templar. Reap said audio is good right now. Like he already know what time it is. It's good right now. You know. We don't know, Pick. Your shit is shaky. Y'all can't see me. I'm kind of eating something right now. I'm sorry. I started the podcast off late. I apologize. Woke up late. I was supposed to bring my car to the dealership, so I bought it to the dealership. Me and my wife, we bought it to the dealership. And it just took a while. It took a while to get it there, and that's why I'm late. So apologies, but I appreciate y'all being here. I ain't eat breakfast yet. Just trying to do it. Try to get it in. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all coming through. Welcome to the show, the Piccsta podcast. I'm your host, the Piccsta, and today's topic is. Whoa, hold on. This ain't it. Let me make sure this shit right. Make sure this right. Episode 11, content and community. Yeah, okay. Look like it's good now. Look like we good. We good now. We good now. Okay. But shout out to Play. Shout out to Reap. Anybody else out there watching, lurking, just coming in, whatever. Hold on 1 second. Get to the Discord. I don't know if you're in my Discord play, but man, hey, welcome, man. I hope y'all having a great weekend so far. Still early in the day. I'm on West Coast, so it's almost 10 o'clock for me. Man, Picksta been going through it, y'all. I've been having a rough little 3 weeks, man. Rough. That's why I said this weekend I'm gonna have fun, man. I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna play a lot of games, and I just say, you know what? Let me do a podcast episode. Let me go ahead and get a podcast episode, knock it out. I do them. Uh, it's no consistency to it, but I got football just started up. I don't know if y'all see. I'm a coach. Football just started back up, and man, it's just hard to find time, man. And then a lot of times when I get a moment, I'll stream. I'll play games offline. So that's why the topic of the day is content and community. I just want to talk about that a little bit, and there's no one better to talk to about that than the person that kind of brought me here, put me on, and helped me get to where I am today. My bro, Plague Templar. He'll be in here in a minute. Lizzie, what's up, Lizzie? How you been? How you been, Lizzie? Hope all is well. Hope your weekend is right. Mm-mm-mm. I don't know if y'all in the Discord, but I'm good. How you? I'm listen. Um, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm not gonna go there, but life is lifing. We'll just say that life is lifing. But I'm okay. I'm well. I'm alive. I'm healthy. So we'll just take it for what it is. We'll just take it for what it is. But like I say, the topic of the day is content and community. Broadcasting, streaming, whatever you want to call it. Everyone that's in the content space, content creation space, it's um it's it's a very fun and exciting and creative space, but it's not as easy as some people make it look. A lot of people make content creation look effortless. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it may be one of your favorite streamers. It may be someone that you don't really care for, but you watch them every now and then. And Lucky coming through 56 months. Let's go. What's up, Lucky? What's up, Lucky? Appreciate that resub. Wow, who gave me a shout out? Give Lucky the shout out, not me. I ain't did nothing. Appreciate you, Reap. I appreciate you, my brother. But me eating and typing. Hey, you eating and typing. Look, hey, me podcasting and typing and eating. But anyway, when it comes to content, it no matter how it looks, it's difficult. It's not an easy road to traverse. It's very difficult. No matter how easy content creators make it look, the anxiety is real when it comes down to broadcasting or even just posting. If you have an Instagram, a Twitter, wherever you put your content, the anxiety is real. The anxiety is real for that. Like just to take some content, a clip, a gaming clip, something, maybe something you recorded IRL. The anxiety to just say I'm going to post this and I'm going to be vulnerable to the world and I'm going to be vulnerable and acceptive to the comments or the what I'm saying, the shade or whatever you're going to get. The anxiety to put yourself in that position is real. It's very real, and then that's the reason why a lot of people get into this space and they do it for a little while and they get out of it, and because they see it's not for them or it doesn't go the way they expect it to go. A whole bunch of reasons why, but yeah, we're gonna talk about that today. Let me see what we got. Get good. Wow, this means you can't eat and play at the same time. Who? Who read? You might be talking about read because I'll eat this whole. I'll eat this whole. I was about to say I eat this whole box. Pause. I'll eat this whole plate while doing this podcast. Y'all want? I won't skip a beat. I'm good, Lucky. I'm good. I'm great. Ask the mission, but he does eat the boy. You know what? What is? I'm gonna put this shit down because I ain't about to do this. Anyway, I almost banned you just now, Reaper. You almost got a ban, bro. You almost got your first ban in the chat. Yes, Reaper. Since he can't eat and type, man, listen. I ain't going back and forth with y'all. I ain't doing that. I know what I can do. But yes, the also that what goes with content is your community, the friends and alliances you make along the way, the people like Plague Templar, like Reaper PC, like Lucky Gadget Girl, like Lizzie Pooh. all my friends that I've made along the way and the people that supported me. Um, if you're a content creator, the people who consistently come back to your content or your broadcast, that's your community. Those are the people that rock with you. Those are the people that support you and believe in you. Those are the people that motivate you and tell you, hey, you're doing a great job. You know, the consistency of them coming back to check on you every time you go live or liking any of your content. That's your community, you know? And if you I feel, this is my opinion, if you want to build a good community, don't say that's what you're trying to do. Like just do it. Just, you know, you start putting things into place, Discord, you know, get you a consistent schedule, stuff like that. And eventually you'll build a tribe, you know. So people will start getting with you and staying with you. Some, not all. But to say like when you say I'm trying to build a community, I'm trying to build a community. Sometimes people take to that. Sometimes people want to be a part of something, and sometimes people don't want to be put in a box, or they don't want to label on their support or what they do. So throughout the years of me broadcasting and creating content, I've noticed that. I've noticed as far as community, it's hard to keep your community going. You know, your consistency is what brings them back. But there are some people, no matter how good or no matter how hard they go for you in the beginning, sometimes the communities, sometimes the communities, sometimes their attention gets strained, you know. And we have people that been rocking with us for years, they'll drop off. You won't see them anymore. It just depends. But they also look at the streamer as okay, I thought you would have blew up by now, or you're doing the same stuff, you haven't changed, or it's a lot of reasons why people in the community drop off. So you have the content creator that sometimes they have anxiety and sometimes they drop off or they just don't they're not consistent or whatever. And then you have the community that there's some people that are gonna ride or die with you no matter what, and then there's some people that's like I had enough. You know, I gotta go find a new content creator, or I'm just burnt out watching streams altogether. Whatever the case is, these are the things that content creators deal with. So I want to ask y'all, anybody that's watching this show, or that will watch it later on the VOD, YouTube, whatever. I would like to know what is it that you take into consideration when you're posting your content? What is it that you take into consideration when you before you press the go live button? What do you take into consideration of where you post your content? These are things that I'm still picking up, still learning. Um, I used to, I used to, like right now, I'm trying to build my YouTube, right? I used to take my YouTube content, I used to post it everywhere, right? I've been doing that for a while. I used to post my YouTube content on Facebook, Twitter, everywhere, just to try to get people to get off of that app to go to YouTube to look at my content. It works for some people, but it don't work like that for me. And I'm getting around it to the point where I'm like, okay, even the networks, the social networks, they're fighting to keep people on their platform. So to me, this is just me. I'm just one of millions. There you can watch a whole bunch of videos on a whole bunch of other platforms that'll tell you different, but I'm just telling you my experience. I noticed where there are some social networks that they are fighting to keep you on their network. They don't like you posting other networks for other people to go check out. So there's some networks like a Facebook, like a Instagram is famous for this, and you know I know Facebook owns Instagram, whatever. But what they'll do is, if someone posts a YouTube link in like in your DM or whatever, when you click it, you don't leave Facebook. Facebook opens up a browser and you can watch it from that browser, but you're still on Facebook. Like a lot of people share TikToks, right? They think stuff is funny, they think stuff is whatever. They see those things and they say, "Oh, let me send it to my friend," but I'm only friends with this person on Instagram. when you send it to their Instagram, if when they click on it, it'll open up a browser in Instagram. You won't leave Instagram site, but you'll still get to see the TikTok or YouTube or whatever, right? And these are, it didn't used to be like that. It used to be, if you, now I don't know how it is. I'm talking about like from your mobile device, right? I don't do too much on PC or on the computer, so on computer is probably different. It probably take you right to the other site, but on your mobile device, on your apps, they keep you on that site, on that said site. So that is factual. Your linked content won't also get promoted as much if it's a post on your page. Exactly, exactly. So I'm kind of getting away from that, right? So just the other day, I posted a couple of YouTube videos, like some shorts, and what I did was I took the same video and I just uploaded it on Instagram and on Blue Sky, TikTok. I just put it there, and whatever numbers it do, that's for that social network. You know, I put it on Facebook. Whatever numbers it do there, that's for that social network. Whatever numbers. Now I might put in a caption from here on out. Hey, if you want more, check out my YouTube. But I'm not gonna take YouTube links and put them on my. I'll do it on Twitter, on X, but every other site I'm not gonna do that because it's just, for me, it's not working. And I think it's just time to go in a different direction. I think it's time like to just build communities on certain platforms. So that if you're on YouTube, you have to build a following on YouTube. You can't. It's hard. It's not easy to take your Twitch following to YouTube. It's not easy to take your Instagram following or TikTok following to YouTube. You can take some people. There are some people, like I said, that's dedicated to you. They're gonna go wherever you go. But for the most part, you might lose more than half of your engagement switching platforms or trying to pull people to another platform to check you out. So it's best that you just build a new following and a new community on that platform. Not abandoning your old one, but just, I feel that's the way to go. For me, the other topic I said was, what do you how do you say, like, decide what content you're gonna post, what content you're gonna put out there for your community and for the world to see. This will be different based on who you ask. There are some content creators that'll say post everything. It don't matter what you do, what the gaming clip is. It don't matter if it's good, if it's bad, if it's 10 seconds, if it's a minute. Post it. You don't know what's gonna blow up. That's true, but at the same time, your content is what it is. It's amazing. Sometimes it's bad. Sometimes or you may coast in the middle somewhere. But I don't feel like everything should be posted as content. I don't feel like that. And one of my friends told me that. He said, "Man, every time you go live, every time you play the game, go live. Anytime you turn on your laptop, get ready to go live. Anytime you turn on your PlayStation, get ready to go live." That's a hard sell, man. That's a very hard sell because, and that's for any broadcaster. Reaper, you in here, Lucky, you in here. Do you really feel like you can go live every time you turn on your PC? That's a hard sell. You may not be feeling up to it. You may not have had a good day. You may have some solo missions you want to do on a game that you just, like, I'm trying to catch up on this game. I don't want people viewing that. So that's a hard sell, and I'll be honest. He was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, and I passed him. He had a schedule. I didn't have a schedule. He was consistent, streaming 4 to 6 days a week. I wasn't. I was doing like 2 days. But I think my YouTube content, my shorts, is what got me past him. And I'm not saying like it's a competition or nothing, but just the way he was saying, I'm going live every day, every day, every day. And I'm like, bro, Okay, you going live, but then you're not even telling people you're going live. You're just going live. You don't. It's not on none of your networks. He has a nice following on Facebook. He don't tell Facebook, "Hey, I'm going live. Come check me out." You got to put in some kind of work. You know what I'm saying? But still, I think that's a hard sell for any broadcaster. I think it drains people to go live every single time. You sometimes you just want to have fun. Sometimes I just want to, be in the background. I don't want to entertain because when you broadcast, it comes with entertainment. You have to entertain whoever you're broadcasting to. Nope. Definitely not every time. I'm telling you, man. And I do not push myself either. That's madness. Yeah, yeah. That's a great point, Lucky. No matter what you're looking for in the content creation space, if you are tired, if you are burnout is real. That's first of all, burnout is real. And some people in your community don't understand that. When you go to say, "Hey, I'm going on vacation," or "Hey, I'm taking off for a while. I'm gonna come back next week." People be like, "All right, cool. See you when you get back." But some people be like, "Oh, what I'm supposed to do? Where are you gonna be? I'm not gonna have nothing to do while I'm at work. I ain't gonna have nothing to watch while I'm at work." That's not my problem. That's not. I'm sorry, but you a little bit too connected to me and my content. You need to find something to do. And it's not to be rude to anybody in the community or nothing like that, but I think some people in communities don't realize that gamers are real people. They're not robots. They're just here to get in front of a camera, talk, or be cracked at these games and entertain. Some of these people have wives, children. Some of them taking care of their mother, their father. Some broadcasters are struggling. I watched a guy for a long time on YouTube. He was living out of his car, but he went live 3 days a week. He had like a little mobile hotspot, and he would go live and talk and just show people his car and his day and what he would do all day. And dude blew up. He didn't blew up since then, but you know they have real lives. They can't entertain like that all the time. I have to be in the right mindset too, because sometimes I will get irritated. That's true. That's true. And that's the one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to get in front of your community and in front of your audience with a bad attitude, or you feeling bad, or you just like, I don't want to do this today, but you try to do it, you try to push through, and it's visible. People can see it on your face, or in your body language, or in your how you're not engaging. Like they know who you are. They watch you so much, they know you. So they also know when something's wrong. And I just like I said, I just feel like it's a hard sell. That's why I want to know, how do y'all decide, anybody that's a content creator, how do you decide what you want to do? At what point in time? When am I going live? Uh this is a good clip. Let me post it. Like, what do you put into that? Right? Because every clip not gonna be goated. Let's be honest. Every clip not gonna be goated. I just posted a clip. To me, it was a great clip. I love the clip. I just posted it. Was it Wednesday? It was Wednesday or yesterday. I don't know. I posted it. It was this week though, and I thought it was good. And one dude under the comment, he was like, somebody said I was hacking. Then another guy was like, "Bruh, that dude missed like 30 shots. He not hacking." So I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "Damn, did I miss 30? Was it 30 shots? Damn, bro, y'all really on this content, like." You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't know what you're gonna get when you post. You don't know. Sometimes you post and it's good, and then somebody come in with critique, or somebody come in with shade, or they come in with praise. That's just comes with the territory. But before you get to that, I'd like to know how some of the broadcasters and content creators, how do you decide what you're gonna post? How do you decide when you're gonna post? Reaper, I see a lot of your Street Fighter content, and the content is good. It's great clips. I haven't seen a negative comment on your post yet, but a lot of the negative comments come from a lot of shooter games and stuff. It comes from a lot of games where people cheat, and cheating is at an all time high right now, and so many people do it. The the content creation community, they're almost starting to just accept it. Like, if you don't get with it, you're gonna get lost in the sauce because the you know what I'm saying, the communities and the fans of these content creators. You just gonna walk up in here?
Mom wants me to put this up because I found it.
You could have knocked.
It's
What is that?
it's pictures when I went into preschool.
You found it, or you was digging and found it? Why was you in there?
No, it was a day when I went and then Mom said I couldn't watch TV, so she said go find color pencils or something. So I found a book in here and came in here to get colored pencils and markers to colors, and I found this with my with a book with me.
All right, wrap it up. Wrap it up. Let's see, I missed something. Unless the biddies pay for the bad attitude, chains and whips pay good money. The Street Fighter stuff is based on a feel when I complete a round. If it feels like everything just clicked, or if someone pulled a surprise win. Okay. Yeah, because the like I say, the clips are good. I haven't seen you post a bad Street Fighter clip. I've those some good scraps that I've seen. So I'm asking this not for me, but for any broadcasters that's watching, for any people that's watching, because some people freeze themselves. I don't know if y'all. That's a real thing. Some people, they have so many clips, and as they watch them, they let what people may say or what people may think stop them from posting their content. If you believe in your content, post your content. If you feel you ready to go live, go live. Another thing that helps you go live, play the games you enjoy. Play the games you want to play. You're gonna get lost in the sauce playing what everybody else playing, or you know what I'm saying, trying to keep up with what's hot. I'm not gonna lie, Marvel Rivals, that's a perfect example. A lot of people try to jump on that ship because it was hot. Man, listen, I just don't do that. Play the games you enjoy. You're still gonna find a community. You're still gonna find a tribe. Let me see. I'm about to bring my guests up in here. Let me see. I'm about to bring my guests up in here. I agree with you on that one. Doing things because it's hot ain't it? It's definitely not it, man. Definitely, and that'll burn you out faster than anything. You know, because you think about it. You're in a party. You're in a group. You having fun. Nobody else like, nobody else having fun. Those people not gonna play with you for long, or vice versa. Everybody's having fun with this game, and you're just in the game. You're not having fun. So, yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Let me see if I can get my brother up in here.
Hello there.
What's up, man? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear Plague.
One second, Meech.
All right.
I can't hear you in Discord.
Oh, you can't hear me in Discord? Yeah, do what makes you happy. If people are here for you, they won't care what you play. Exactly. When people are here for you, it doesn't matter.
Oh, there we go.
We good?
Perfect. I can hear you wonderfully now.
Okay, cool. Let me make sure they can hear you on the stream. And we good to go. Okay, cool. They can hear you. Welcome. I want y'all to welcome my brother from another mother, Plague Templar. Listen.
You are very honored to be here. I've never been on one of these before, so.
Hey, man, listen. Other than my son, right? I'm on my first guest was my son. I always said that when I started when I knew I wanted to do this, I said, man, I gotta have Plague on there first. I got to because I always tell people about our relationship. I always tell people where you come from and how important you are to me and my content creation journey. And some people, they like, well, who is this? Where is he? What did he do exactly? And I tell them the whole story. I'm like, man, listen, it's people like you. You just don't meet them all the time. Like slim to none. And first, let me tell y'all. I don't know if you remember this, Plague. Well, how we met. We were in a gaming group on Facebook, and we everybody post something funny or whatever. It was just a random group. And one day I posted something in the group, and Plague reached out to me. He's like, "Don't post in that group no more. Post in this group." And I was like, "What's the problem? Something happened with the group?" He's like, "Man, just don't worry about it. Just come over here with us." And and I went to his group, and the rest is history, man. One night he posted that he was going live on Twitch, and I went to check out his stream, and I enjoyed it. And I was like, man, this dude's a good streamer. And I like his content, and then I reached out to him, and I said, hey man, can you help me to because I was green, especially on Twitch. I was green. I didn't, I didn't know what to do or how to move forward. And he basically just told me, man, you just gotta be yourself, man. Either people gonna like it or they ain't. But you can't be like anybody else. You can't pander to anybody. You have to just be yourself, and you'll be fine. And from that day on, man, we played. Was it Battlefield 5?
I know it was one of the Battlefields. Did we play? Were we in Battlefield 4 together? Did we play much of that? Operation
No.
Walker?
Uh, I don't know. Yeah, man, yeah. I think we did play a little bit. We did.
Because
We did.
Battlefield was our game
Yeah, we
for the
did.
time.
Yeah, we did play a little bit of 4, and then we played 5. I remember we played 5 a lot.
Yep.
But yeah, by the time we got on 5, you had already helped me get affiliate. But yeah, we did play Operation Locker. We played that like religiously.
It's the only server that's even got people in it these days. I don't know why.
Right,
I hate
right.
that level.
Man, I love it. I love that one, and I love Metro, the throwback 2014.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that's the one I
Great
like.
game.
Yeah, man. They coming out with 6, so I hope hey, we're gonna
Hopefully
see.
it's better than 2042 launch. I've heard 2042 has gotten itself at least a little bit more under control, but I know on launch for 42, the hype behind it was a real stinker once it finally came out. It was like, what is this? You know a game's bad when they end up refunding your money and still letting you keep the game.
Right, right, right. So like I said, you could this is my bro, Plague. This is the guy that I started the journey with when I got serious. Cuz I was on YouTube for forever, just winging it. And I had my Twitch channel, and I was just watching other streamers. But when I decided to do it, when I said I want to do this, there's an echo somewhere. Pig, just a heads up. On who? On my voice? On Plague's voice? If you don't mind, Lucky, because I can turn something down. I probably got something too loud.
Is it on your end or is it on my end?
That's what I was asking her. Where's the echo?
I'll see what I can do as well.
I might have it too loud. No, no. Whenever he talks, it's a reverb. Oh, okay, okay. So let me see. So it's whenever you talk, Play. Let me see if I can fix that.
Let me see if I've got something in mine as well that's messed up.
I got your volume at 100.
Yeah, I'm not sure on my end.
It's
As
probably
usual.
yeah, it's probably not on your end. It's probably on mine, bro. I'm gonna leave you at 100. It's probably on my end, bro. I didn't hear like they had like an echo when you were talking. When I checked it.
Yeah, Discord sometimes is like that. I don't know why. Yeah, because I've got your stream up on my phone and it's doing that exact same thing. So I'm not 100% as to why it's putting such a bad echo out. Oh, I think I fixed it. I believe it was on my end. Yep. Silly Rabbit had his had his headset mic also going along with my HyperX mic. So it was picking it up twice, I think.
I don't know. I think it's my mic, maybe. I think it might be mine because I just muted it to listen, and then it was okay. So I'm unmuted now. Do you hear it, Lucky? Do you hear it? Wait, you are lower now. What else did you touch? Just my mic settings.
I'm pretty sure it was me.
Okay.
Yeah, because the reason that there was just an echo now, I believe, is because I turned your volume up on my phone for your stream, and it picked that up through that. But I think my voice now is good to go. I think it was my headset using the mic. My headset has a mic, um, and I think it might have been picking that up. Oh, no, no, it sounds like it's still there.
I don't know. Then let me see. All right, how
I wish
about
I
now?
had a better answer.
Check OBS. It might have that output twice.
Because on your stream, your voice sounds fine.
Yeah. So it's got audio capture. It's got mic. Let's see. All right, say something, play. Let's see what happens now.
I even turned down my volume on my mic as well. I wonder what would cause it to be doing that.
Yeah, it sounded okay at first. I don't know. It said you're lower now, so audio capture have to be on. I only have in my audio mix. I only have audio capture and mic. Yeah, so I don't know. Go on with the show. Hit me up to check your setup. Put it back as it was before. Well, I'm looking at the ones you put on there. The inputs. Let me see.
Maybe
Yeah, a
got like
lot of
echo
this.
cancellation on and stuff on my mics. I don't know.
I mean, is it terrible though? Cause I don't think I don't. Let me see. Voice limited. Go on with the show. Something is there twice. Trust me, I can hear it. When he talks, look to see if there are more than one outputs responding.
always something.
Man. You see, that's crazy because I was messing with my audio, right? And when it sounded good, I was like, okay, I'm straight. Like I got my shit together. It's something else. Boy, I tell you. Let's see. I'm not even messing with this NVIDIA audio shit. Oh, you mess with it. Yeah, because my audio was, I had an echo on my audio. So I went on and I fixed that. Let me see. Where's my headset? I'll probably just use my headset and it'll. What is my headset? Somebody been messing
I
around.
mess with what I can too, and I don't.
Yeah, you don't got. It's not you. It's on my end. I know it's on my end.
Leave Discord and pop back in the waiting move, and you can pull me again. See if that does anything for it.
Yeah, it's a. I heard it. I heard it just now. So you said? Would you say leave Discord?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the Discord quick, and then I'll pop back into a waiting move, and you can pull me up. See if maybe that does something.
All right. Oh, you know what it could be? It could be the Discord audio.
Testing, testing. Oh, still there.
Hold on, we're gonna fix this shit. About to get it fixed right now.
If I was more tech savvy, I could give better advice.
Let me see. Say something now. That OBS is capturing chat. Let me see. I put you on the video. See what it says now. See what it says now. See what it says now. Oh shit! Now my shit echoing crazy. Yep. Gotta go back to that.
On yours anymore?
Huh?
Oh yeah, I'm still there, but it's still echoing. I mean, if it's an unbearable thing with it, I understand that. It's
No, no,
kind of
no, no, no,
distracting
no.
to have an echo.
It's not. It's not unbearable. Hold on one second. I'm about to switch up my. I'm about to put my earphones in. Continue with the stream, and I will check it later. We will continue. All right. Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Yeah, see you're still out.
Yeah, I can hear myself on the stream, but it's still got a weird echo thing.
She said, I hear him on the stream now. Still echo. Carry on. I'm trying to get you in the earphones. What about now? Say something, plate. Let's see. Can you still hear me, plate? You know what? We're gonna leave it like that. Bro, we could fix it later. I want to fix it now though, cause it was just fine. It was just fine. You lucky you are bigger than me. What if we were the same size? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You there, plate? Plague sound not on at all now.
Are you able to hear me, Meech?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
I,
Cool.
yeah, I was trying to get you in the headphones. I will punch you. Okay, Lucky. You're getting out of line.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah, you're getting out of line. There's nothing you could do to me, Lucky. Nothing you could do to hurt me. Trust me. All right, say something again, play. I'm trying to get you in the headphones. This shit bugging. Anyway.
Technology's great and everything.
Huh? What'd you say, please?
I said technology's great and all that until it's not.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna bypass that. On with the show. Yeah, y'all just blame Lucky, man, because Lucky did something. She did something. I don't know what she did, but oh, what's that? Hold on. I think I see something. Hold on. Hold on. It's the last thing I'm gonna try. Can you hear me? Play.
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, let me see. Yeah, we gotta blame Lucky for this, y'all, because she the one. She did all this stuff. Can you still hear me? Okay. Now you in the headphones now, so I don't know. What it sound like, Reap? Okay. I don't know about how you sound though, but it's Reaper, Lucky, fixed, not fixed. Where we at with it? Can we continue? Okay. What about now? Yeah. It's Templar. They say it's Templar saying something. Yeah. This is fun. This is yeah. Okay. This is fun. I love this. Okay, headphones. Output device is the headphones. So we got that part fixed. Input device. Let's do. Elgato sound capture. How about no? That ain't it. We don't hear him. How you do a soundboard? Yeah. What is MMO at all? So so now they hear me. They don't hear you. So what is what up, Queen? What about now? Can y'all hear Plague now? Say something, Plague. Plague. Hey, Plague, say something. Say something now. Mm-mm. Who would have thought?
Well, I will just say to you, brother, I have no problems rescheduling. So
No.
now I hear myself in your stream, but it's still the echoes there.
Yeah, we gonna just roll with the echo. We not. We got it. We good. We gonna roll with the echo. Echo is it is what it is, but we gonna roll with it. I think the echo is picking up my mic, and my mic is.
Whatever you say, it's your stream, brother.
Let's go.
It sounds like I'm talking to you in like a airplane hangar.
Yo, leave it alone and continue. Okay, there he is. What's up, Queen? How you feeling today? I appreciate you coming through.
Apparently. Apparently I'm in the bathroom. I might as well just be doing this in the shower for all I know.
Mm, I'm fine, thanks. Mm, voice bouncing off the tiles. So play like I said, what we were talking about was community, content and community,
Mm-hmm.
how we started, how we linked up. Let's see. Yeah, how we started, how we linked up. So when we started, remember we started the stream team. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, never forget that.
Okay. We started the stream team, and originally it was just me and Plague. We had a lot of people that joined. We had a lot of people that came through and helped build it. Um, we got really successful within our own rank, within our own way. And what we did was we tried to just help each other out. You know, we built a community, and we just tried to really just support each other. That was the goal. Let's support each other, and it went pretty good. It went pretty good for a little while, but life start lifing. People start having things to do. Schedules got mixed up. I think one of the people she ended up going to school. I haven't heard from her ever
Me neither.
since.
I see her pop up on my friends list for PlayStation. Of well, she just went live. I talk to her every now and again, but nothing really game related. Just how's the family? How's this? How's that?
But she's good though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. She's just as he said. She's doing the life thing, as we all kind of end up eventually, in some way, shape, or form, succumbing to.
Okay.
But yeah, she's doing fantastic to my knowledge.
And as far as that, we did that, and as people started to drop off, and in the end, it was just basically just me and you. The one thing I will say, man, I always thank you for is it. I had to drive a lot. I was on the road at the time. I had to drive a lot. So I was the one that was behind. Everybody was getting affiliate. Plague was at the helm of all of this, and he helped so many people get affiliate. I'm talking about I can't even call the number of people, but he helped so many get affiliate. And when we were trying to go through with phase two, which was to just build an org and just start doing our own thing, everybody was ready to move forward. I wasn't affiliate yet. And Plague was the one. He's like, no, we got to get Meech affiliate. Like, we got to do that. That's what we doing. Everybody has to be affiliate. So we not moving until he get affiliate. You remember that, Plague?
Yeah, I mean that made the most sense. Like you can't call yourself a community. I feel like in that aspect is how we were doing things. The community is, and I don't mean this like you were a weak link, but because you were definitely not. And out of anybody that did the streaming, does the streaming, still does the streaming. You're like the only one out of the group that still does it. So, it was just a thing of, if you're going to have a community based like that, you have to make sure that everybody is getting their dues and making their progress. Otherwise, people are going to drop off, or people are going to start getting tired of seeing other people as affiliated, and they're going to kind of start feeling bad about their streaming. And streaming is such a mental, it can be, I should say, such a mental stressor. I know a lot of people, say that, well, I didn't pick up streaming so that I could make money or get big and famous and whatnot. And that's great and fine, but I think there's a little part of all of us that also wants that too. And that's where, like, the community of balance kind of comes in for, okay, well, we've got these other things to focus on instead of just my stream and everybody getting my deal, or your stream and everyone just getting your deal. The community that you build will help determine how far it's going to go for you and everyone. Because you remember the time when things kind of first started up, when everyone was running around doing the follow for follow thing, and
Right.
trying to build really big discords that were based off of having a bunch of different people in there, all streamers, all saying and claiming to be, all around, well, let's everyone get everyone to the certain level of, hey, we'll all have hundreds of viewers by the end of this, so on and so forth. And I always thought that was the ticket. But a whole community of streamers, it can work, but it becomes difficult because people start sometimes getting salty about, well, I'm not getting the push, I'm not getting the views, I'm not getting the love as these other people, without taking a moment to acknowledge, well, why are people not sticking around in your stream? Why are people not staying in here following you? And it's kind of a tough pill to swallow, but and I've come to this realization fairly recently, kind of like for myself, is not everyone's gonna make it as a streamer. Not everyone can. If everyone made it as a streamer, streaming would die fairly fast, because then there wouldn't really be much for viewers. So it's the community that, you get people that are really into you, yourself, your stream. That community is essentially going to follow you anywhere and everywhere that you go. But what you had said before about kind of picking and choosing and staying on a platform, I feel like you're right on the money with that, and your best bet is to find a platform you feel comfortable on. And a lot of that also too determines the games you play, and that's the type of community you're gonna kind of end up possibly running into when you meet new people for your community. Like you said, you play when you put your content out at times, and it's the Call of Duty first-person shooter games, so on and so forth. There is a high level of toxic people that make comments for whatever reasoning. They just feel like doing so. So that's kind of a tough one to get into for me, along with the fact of most of these first person shooters that have big communities, viewership, so on and so forth. That's a huge saturated game and streamer position. You look at Twitch and see how many people are playing, Call of Duty and streaming it, and the pool of people that are in the 5 to 10 mark, the 1 to 4 mark, the lower numbers, it's super high. There is a lot of people streaming Call of Duty at 1 to 2, 3 to 4, into the 10 range, and that's a deep pool. Trying to get out of that pool is kind of where having a community for you, rather than how do I say this, a community for all type thing. Not saying you can't have one that supports everybody, but it gets tedious sometimes when you're dealing with some of these communities based on the game that you're playing. You yourself, and myself, I feel, have done a fine job of the balance. which is kind of, I feel, a main goal should be for community building is a balance of the both. So you don't run into competing and butting heads over essentially the same goal. And like you said, sometimes you will end up with people that join your community, and I've ran into it, that you end up turning around and saying, okay, you're just not right for this community. And that's a tough situation to handle, because then you got to sit there and get rid of them, move them out of whatever, block them even if you have to. And that becomes kind of a sticky situation, because people always have a tendency to find a way to send you a message, or why did I leave? And then you're essentially kind of put on the spot for somebody that now no longer really matters to you. So it's tough. Community building is not an overnight, let's just throw out some links to people type thing. And I've really realized that with playing like Throne and Liberty, for example, the MMOs. Those communities are, I mean, there's hundreds of different communities that are all operated differently. Some are really bad, but there's still a huge community because they attract kind of the same thing. You know, you got the same people being toxic all in the same group, and now you've got an entire community of toxic people. So I would say for community building, before I get too far off topic, is a first rule that people should pursue is making sure that the people you're involved with are not toxic. And I'm not saying like, oh, because of my feelings. I mean, listen, I'm gonna be 38 years old. I grew up in a time frame where feelings didn't fucking matter. I know that they're a little bit more touchy subject today, but when I grew up, I mean, my parents never knew where I was. When I was in my younger years, I was out hanging out with people. I was out with my friends. I was out, you know, we were rude and mean to each other because we cared about each other. And nowadays, it's not so easy to do so. So the toxic in terms of, well, people are mean to me, isn't so much what I'm talking about, is the toxicity of people that will, and I've dealt with this, will like be in your voice chat while you're streaming and hanging out with you, and they don't have a filter. You know, I mean, words are words, whatever, I guess, but when you're talking about being out on a stage of some sorts, the things coming out of other people's mouths, whether it's you or whether it's not you, will become a reflection of what you associate with. And that's definitely not something that you want in your community, is someone that's going to associate with you negative and poor intentions. And people are going to be like, well, man, maybe this big pick has got negative and bad intentions as well, because he associates with this do funny.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, man. What's up, Russ? I seen you, bro. What's up, Russ? So I agree with everything you said, man, and you do have to take very cautious steps when building a community, because everybody not good for your community. Everybody not good for you. Some people deal with people only because they're entertaining and they can get a little clout off of it, but definitely everybody's not for you or your community. So with that being said, with the community we had built at the time and the goal we set and the things we did and the way it ended, would you do it all over again? Because you
I
help you
would
help you help
absolutely do
so
it all over again, man. And the thing I would do differently is I would stick to it. And I have no problem saying or admitting it, but you know, with me and Drops getting conversations with other avenues of content creating, you know, like RBL, and when, you know, we got into that other one and still tried keeping with the stream team, that was where my big mistake started with the streaming. Um because it jumped me into a realm of basically only playing and streaming the same type of game. I wasn't really able to stream and game the games that I liked because of the pressure of, well, no, we gotta have you guys streaming like Apex and Call of Duty and whatnot, because that's what's entertaining to our organization. And I should have never went that direction. I should have said, hey, you know, thanks, but no thanks. I've got legitimate friends, and I made a selfish decision to not focus on the stream team and, you know, make gear and merchandise and stuff like that, and instead went for the quick fame in my head, and it definitely went tits up for me. Did not pan out. I would definitely do it all over again and be more hyper focused on staying in that lane instead of go a different one, because I came to realize very fastly that these these wannabe organizations, when they offer you a content creator type thing, they're basically just saying, hey, we'll give you the access to our logos and merch, and you can feel like you're something special, but you're really just a fancy billboard for free advertisement for the people that are in the Overwatch actual leagues that are streamed and the Call of Duty leagues. Most people that are part of a content creation for an org, they're nothing more than free advertisement. And I could have had advertisement with people that I cared about instead of people I didn't even know, people that didn't even talk to me, people that, were basically third party conversation pieces. So I would definitely do it again. And I would suggest to anybody and everybody that has an opportunity to get a few good, close streamers, friends. I mean, your family outside, I mean, you could stop streaming today and it wouldn't change a thing. I'd still be like, hey, how's your family? How's your kids? I'd call you more often instead of hang out with you in your stream. But I would do it again in a heartbeat if I had a bit more ability to commit. Because, I mean, you get it. I got kids, I got a new wife, 3-year-old little dude that's growing and running around. So I can't. My deal with streaming now is, well, I can't commit and dedicate a block of time because it's like always on call. Oh, little man needs this, go help him. Time for dinner, wife needs a break, life. But yes, to answer your question, I would most definitely do the stream team again because it was the most fun I ever had streaming. It was the only time that streaming didn't feel like a damn job to me.
Man, we
Like
had
I
so we had
felt
so much
like
fun,
it
man.
was fun. It was nothing but fun. Every time we went live was fun.
Yeah, and I just asked that because, like I said, I always tell people what you done for me, but I want people to also understand that it wasn't just me. You did this for so. I'm talking about, and I asked you that because I know you know, and I know it crosses your mind. If not today, I know it crossed your mind back then. Like, damn, I put a lot of people on, and I don't even hear from them now. And that's why I say, would you do it again? Because some people would say, I probably would find it difficult to help people if I was put in that position again. My character, yes, I tell you, yes, I would want to do that again because that's just who I am, as far as support and as far as caring for people that I know and I have a love for. But at the same time, you got to think about the people that were in your space and in and around you just to gain something off of you. Because they, whether you seen it at that time or not, they were there for that, and they got ahead with you, and it's like,
And
oh
you,
well, see you later.
I would do it again, but I think I would be a bit more careful on my vetting of people included. I don't think I would be as much on a drive to get everyone and their mom that I felt had a little bit of potential to be part of a group. I think I would make a more thorough process. Um, but I would do it again simply because, and I mean, let's be real, I don't think that there's another Meech out there or people like yourself that I'm gonna find too easily. But I guess the idea, the chance, and the possibility to find more Meech like people, big pick like people, is worth the, oh well, these people aren't around anymore. Oh, this person ain't around anymore. Like, I mean, but I did manage to find this one dude out of all of this that's just the bee's knees, and that's worth it to me. Because I mean, like I said, whether you stop streaming today, stop streaming forever, it- I'm not even here anymore because you're a streamer. You, as a person that I will value the rest of my life, asked me to participate in this with you, and I am more than happy to and honored to do so. I've never gotten to do so, and here I am with you. So that to me, all them years ago, I don't even know how many it's been now. It's been a minute. It has been a long amount of years. I have zero regrets of it, and I would happily do it all over again.
I appreciate hearing that from you, man. Because like I said, once you showed me what to do and how to do and how to go about it, and I just, it's something that I enjoy. I'm way further along than when we first started, but not saying that I'm at the top of any mountain or anything. But the what you helped me to achieve and get to where I'm at right now, like I really started to enjoy it. I really do this because I enjoy it. So many people say that, but you'll see them drop off. They start dropping off, and I really enjoy it. Whether it's
When I
one
think too,
person,
once
10 people, I just enjoy it, and that's why I do
yeah,
it.
and once you start feeling like I did for a bit there, once you start feeling like it's a chore with your streaming, just stop for a minute. And a suggestion, and I've been thinking about picking this up. I've honestly just been lazy. It's on me. Is most of us streamers have, well, if you're using PC, you've got OBS and you're using OBS. Just a suggestion, if you don't want to stream but don't want to lose your little bit of desire or your big desire or dream of streaming, just record, man. Just click that record button.
That's it.
Click that record button on your OBS and give yourself another avenue for something to do. Like if let's just say for me, like last night, I was streaming and I streamed our raid. We had a 3-tier MMO raid in Throne and Liberty. It's 3 different bosses. It took us about an hour and a half to do all 3 bosses. Well, I streamed that, but if I didn't want to stream, but I wanted to like watch or see different aspects of this, big long raid that we did, but not the, kind of the boring parts in between. Well, instead of streaming now, if I save that, record that, I don't need to go live and entertain people while I'm doing so. But if I record that, I can go back later and like just take clips or make a VOD of, the last, I don't know, 10%, because during this raid, for example, the first boss, if you don't kill these bosses fast enough, they go into rage mode, and then they like one hit from them and they kill everybody. When everybody dies, the raid resets. It's a 12-person raid we had in there. It was getting down to the nitty gritty of him about to become enraged, and we had him down to like 10%, and I think we got him beat with 2 seconds left before he went enraged. Like that's a thrill. Well, that would have been a cool thing to have had on my recorded thing and go back and add some cool tunes to that last little bit, or anything really. Go and do some editing. That way you can still feel like you're doing your mindly duty of content creation, but you're not having to be somebody for somebody right now. Do
Absolutely.
and that is a helpful thing, I feel. Or, like Lucky said, just take a breather and chill. Do nothing. Go, like you said, go
Reset.
play
Reset.
some objective games that you want to play. Like I said, I've been playing this Tales of Vesperia. It's a whole series from like back in the day. It's still up to current ones. There's like Tales of Arise, Tales of Symphonia, Basiria, Tales of a lot of things. Um, this one that I'm playing, Tales of Vesperia, it has been one of the more captivating stories and gameplays of a um, JRPG game that I have played in a while. And like that would be a perfect game for me to either make I don't know, make a video if I wanted to of a boss fight, or just nothing. Just play it on this and enjoy it for what it is, instead of having to look left every now and again to see who has sent me a hello or interact with people. It's just sometimes there's just so much going around during a stream that it's almost better at times to just say, I'm not going to do anything today. I'm going to play this game that I normally stream, but I'm not going to stream it. I'm just going to enjoy the game only in front of me. Because the mind is a very complex thing, and it's a very powerful thing, but getting split and having to hyper focus on multiple different things at one time, it's strenuous. And burnout is the killer of everything. It's the killer of your dreams, it's the killer of your relationships, it's the killer of your careers. So when you can avoid that, you definitely need to do so. You know, go do something different. Don't stream at all. Go outside and hang out with somebody. Go interact with your friends. Do something that isn't anything remotely close to what's what you're starting to feel like you're getting burnt out of. Because once you get burnt out, man, it is tough to build that or to get past that burnout.
I think a lot of streamers, content creators, broadcasters, I think they feel like they're obligated to make content because they don't want people to forget about them.
Mhm.
You know that saying out of sight, out of mind. I think they feel like if they go away for a while, people will forget about them. They'll move on to the next, and they just feel like I gotta get in front of this camera no matter what. I gotta post this no matter what. That's not true. You will burn yourself out, and you won't give the best entertainment if you're pushing yourself like that. That's just my opinion.
Oh, and another little tidbit too. Don't and I think that we fell into this for a bit. I mean, it was whatever. We did a shot, but don't let yourself become a giveaway stream. You will see people
Facts,
come and love
facts.
you until you are no longer giving something away. I liked the idea behind it, or I should say, I take that back. I won't say not to do giveaway streams. I will just say be a bit more thorough on how you do giveaway streams. Otherwise, the people that care end up getting the shaft, and those that just came to win something from you will get the benefit. I don't know how many people scored a free game from you, Meech, off of your your donations to our giveaways because that they just came in for that. So I started getting to a point where I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give for starters followers a little percentage boost, and I'm definitely giving the subscribers because the stream team was all you guys as subscribers. And I mean, like that's hella focused. And I did what I could to give people that had a longer kind of interaction streak. I mean, it's like we're talking like 2-3% increased chance of winning, just because it sucks when people come in that will unfollow you by the time they get their winnings from you, and you got people that are just sitting in there supporting everything you do, encouraging you all of the time, over and over again, and then you got these other people winning. I know that seems kind of rigged, but those people aren't around anymore. And I did see a very huge decline, and I don't care about this. I'll do it. I do it over again 100,000 times. But I noticed a very steep decline in my viewership when I essentially kind of turned into a different person, i.e., I stopped drinking. And I was, a little bit more level-headed, wasn't kind of as crazy. I'm just gonna say it, I imagine I just wasn't as entertaining anymore. I was a bit more serious about things. But that also kind of there was still the same people in there though. You never stopped, Poseidon never stopped hanging out in stream. The other people from the stream team never stopped hanging out. But the decline was very noticeable because I wasn't in there drinking myself to death every single day. And that just kind of told me that there were people there that care about me for me, don't want to see me doing that. And then there were people that didn't care if I was drinking myself to death every day as long as they got the entertainment out of it. And as soon as I stopped doing that, they stopped caring. Well, that's not the community that I want to associate myself with in the first place. I
Absolutely.
mean, hey, and the thing is, I'm not, and I'm also not, frowning upon people drinking. I myself, I don't drink anymore because it was out of control. I was a raging alcoholic. My family was falling apart on me. I mean, I made the wise adult decision to do, but it definitely opened my eyes about who my community, if you will, was at the time. And it was you guys, always and still, but it was a lot less once that change in my life happened.
Yeah, and that's tough, even to deal with. Like when you realize, like, dang, I thought these people was fucking with me, but they're not really fucking with me like that.
It's
That's
a very
tough, man.
humbling experience, and sometimes it's okay. Because of those types of things happening and whatnot, and that was during a time when I was with RBL and whatnot. That there is what made me realize um, that I should have kept on with just the great community that I had in the first place with you guys in the stream team, rather than try to be part of another community for the glory and fame idea, if you will.
I mean, everybody want it, you know. Like, I don't think anybody wouldn't like to have the fame, but
The thing
it's
is, I think I would have had a better chance. All seriousness, as a whole, I think I would have had a much better chance not getting involved with that. And I'm gonna say the word more successful, but I don't mean that in like a monetary sense. I just mean more or less in a following viewership sense. If I would have not done that, if I would have passed up on that and just stuck it out with you. And here's the reason why. Not in terms of like backpacking off of you, but with what we had created and the direction and where we were going, just our little group, you are the only one that still does this. Drops don't even got a computer anymore. He got rid of all that stuff. I mean, he's so busy tattooing, so he's not doing it. Sabrina's not doing it anymore. You know, little one. I think. Well, Renegade's still doing it. But I mean, and this is nothing against him, but I mean, I think that he's pretty flatlined out, and he's also off with other people doing his thing. And I wish him nothing but luck because he was a wonderful guy. But then there was I forget his Super Trooper. I think I still see a stream pop up from him every now and again. But he never really wanted to, I think, really be part of it. I think he just wanted to be part of something until he found something else, which is fine. But I think if I would have been a lot more far along in the streaming bit had I just kind of stuck it out with you for, um, not stuck it out like it was tough or just, stayed focused on our little group because the community that you've built is fantastic. And it's all, I mean, you built that. I mean, I know that you give me credit for a lot of things, but I mean, that had absolutely nothing to do with me. I mean, I myself personally feel most comparable to Gandalf in The Hobbit, and you as Frodo or as Bilbo. I just gave you a nudge out the door, man. I mean, you had the desire, you had the want, you just needed a little kick in the ass, and the rest is you. I mean, I was there with you, but if you sucked at what you did, you wouldn't have made it as where you are, regardless of my assistance or whatever. Just like with anything, like I said, not everyone's gonna make it as a streamer because not everyone's good at streaming. It's not a personal thing. I know that that might sound harsh, but like not everyone's good at streaming. Some people don't know how to handle a crowd. Some people shouldn't be in front of a crowd. So I mean, it's there's no guarantee in streaming. So when you find yourself a group like we had, don't look past or beyond that. Build it, cuz that'll win for you. 100%.
I
And it's
agree.
not in a fame and fortune type sense, which it's not an easy thing to get, not at all for any of us, but it's still a win if you meet forever people. And that's what I've got. I I don't even stream much anymore. Hardly at all, honestly. Like I'm getting streamed like maybe 5 times in the past like year. So, but here I am. Here you are. I mean, you messaged me personally yesterday or the day before about this, and it's like that only happened because I put the go live button. If it wasn't for going live and streaming, I would have met none of the people that I consider part of my family. I mean, you know about my son. You know my son's name. You ask him about him. Like, not everybody that knows and associates me knows much about me. So those that do, it's because you're part of the family. And
Yeah.
streaming and gaming would have never got me that. That's why when people stick their nose up and look down at me about, oh, what do you do for fun? I play video games. Isn't that childish? No. And think about it. And I also look at people that look at me like that. It's like, well, think what you want. If you think this is childish, we got nothing to talk about in the first place. You ain't coming over. You ain't joining my party on COD of Duty. The guy looks like he drops common loot when killed.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite insult with people, because people don't understand it. But I saw it on Facebook and I just couldn't stop laughing. It was like, when someone gives you crap, just tell them that they look like they drop common loot when they're killed.
I'm gonna start using that.
No one wants common loot. What do you mean? That stuff gets dismantled right away.
It's sold. It's sold for money or parts.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like I say, I appreciate you, man. I I know what I done is what I done, but like what you said that resonate with me. I had to think about that for a second. All my friends, like the people you see in the chat, Russ,
And I have
Lucky.
seen all these people. I have been in your chat and I've seen Gadget Girl for years. I've seen Reaper for years. And all of these people that are in here. I'm sure I've seen some of these other ones too. Just my brain, just doesn't remember. And these people aren't here in any capacity, bro, because of me. All of these people have stuck it out with you because of what you put out, because of what you've put out over all of these years. And I mean, that's something that if at any given time you're starting to get that feeling of frustration or anything like that, just remember you've got people that have at the very least stuck through your growth and I use this as a milestone, for at least like 6 years, because I've been with my wife for 8. And it was when I was with her that I ended up meeting you, because I ended up getting kicked out of that one organization, Cryptic, because I told the leader some things that. Well, anyways, moving along, that's when we met.
You can talk
Because it was
about it, man.
then.
You can say what you gotta say.
Well, so the thing is this happened. So I'll just a real, like, kind of where I started before I ended up with you, Meech, and I love this story because it's where I started with you, and you were where you were, and then I ran into you. It was when, what was it called? Blackout? Was that kind of the first? That was the first COD kind of, um, what am I trying to say? The
The
first
battle
COD,
royale.
like, Warzone type thing.
Yeah, battle royale.
Yeah, that's what. See, I don't play them anymore, so I've already forgotten. But I loved that game. That game mode was just fun. I had so much fun with it, and that's kind of where I started streaming games. And I was in a match of that, just myself, and I joined up, and I was with this fella Cryptic, who was the leader of Gauntlet at the time, which that's where Drops was at, and HBK and Anonymous. I know you remember those names at least. Um, and so he was just chit chatting with me in party, and I told him that I was streaming, and I not anymore, but at the time I was pretty okay, enough to not get people to not want to play with me again, unlike today. And so he, hit me up, and then I ended up in another. He invited me to party, and Drops was in there, and Anon was in there, and we ran some rounds through there, and then turned into a thing where he was like, "Well, hey, let's." This was their little group, Gauntlet, and he was like, "Well, let's see if he wants to join." And I was like, sure. I don't really know what this all entails. I mean, they sent me like a somewhat lucrative type, like, contract thing in terms of like what I'm allowed to do. I can't join another org while I'm part of it, all that good jazz, which really was more of I think I'm a big wig, but I'm not. Anyways, um, so we were we were gaming one night after I had joined, and I had said something to a guy that I had killed in game, just talking my shit. And this other dude that was in party with us, which was a friend of like Drops and Cryptic and whatnot, he started freaking out on me for what I had said, and what I had said wasn't. I think I said something about the guy I killed's mom. Whatever. We've all been there, done that. And the guy in our party, their friend, was apparently something had happened with his mother, which is unfortunate. I myself don't use yo mama jokes or anything like that to people who have lost their parents. I mean, even
Right.
if they're fine with it, I'm still
At
not gonna
all.
do it. It's a me thing. Like
At
I
all.
feel bad doing it. I don't care if you're fine with it. I feel bad doing such a thing. But I had said something along those lines, and obviously the guy that I had killed couldn't hear a thing I had said. Oh, he might have. Proximity chat, I think. He might have. Anyways, whatever. So the guy starts flipping out on me, and I mean, I'm drunk. Big shocker at that time. I mean, that was when I was gaming and streaming. I was pretty drunk. So I mean, whatever. I didn't really think much of it. I even apologized to the guy. I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to work you up." And he just wouldn't let it go. Just kept on going off. And then I started kind of getting mouthy because it's like, "Hey, man, I'm sitting here trying to stream, have a good time, and put content out, and you're just sitting here being kind of a jackass about this." And then at that point in time,
Plus, you
I
apologize.
got a, yeah. And at that point in time, and I apologized for something that I didn't even say directly to the guy. So I felt like being drunk me, and instead of just being an asshole about it, being, apologetic was nice. But anyway, so then I get a message from Cryptic saying, "Hey, you need to shut your effing mouth and just move along." And that, I mean, if I'd have been
Whoa.
sober, it might have been handled a little differently. But
Whoa.
at that point in time, I was irritated, and it did not go well. Like, I was still streaming, and I called him up, and I just went to town on him. And I was like, "You know what, dude? You are the most useless of the people in this entire organization that you created." I was like, "You're backpacking off your wife, flipping wings at a wing place, talking to me like you're higher than me." I was like, "You would be nothing if it wasn't for me and anybody around you." I was
God
like, "I'm done with your
damn.
shit." And then Drops left, and then Anon left, and the rest is history. He's a nobody.
God
Now,
damn.
me today, I would never be something like that. I would just calmly be like, "You know what, dude, this just ain't working for me. I'm done." But at that point in time, I was like, "Dude, you're not gonna do that." And that was kind of towards the like the peak viewership of my streaming. Like, remember when Realm Royale came out, the chicken hunting game?
Yeah, yeah, I
I
remember.
played the shit out of that game, and I that was the most viewership I ever had because somebody playing it rated me. I was running around at 189 viewers for the rest of my stream, and then that game just died, just done.
Oh man,
Right, just immediately it died.
you lost all the
Um,
viewers.
but then that obviously that phone call I made to Cryptic got me removed from the organization, which was he messaged me that the next day. He's like, "Hey, just so you know, I voided your contract. We don't want you part of here anymore." And my response was like, "I didn't know you didn't take my outburst yesterday as a prime, kind of a, hey, I'm not here anymore." Be an awful odd breakfast to be like, "All right, guys, so now how's the rest of our night after one of our members just completely shit on me while streaming?" So then I was kind of down because I enjoyed and thought and liked the idea of being part of something. And Benedict, I know you remember him on the Facebooks.
Mm-hmm.
He actually messaged me and was like, because I was talking to him about the frustration of the streaming and whatnot, because we were pretty close at the time and hanging out a lot. And he was like, "Well, hey, there's this guy that I see talking about streaming a lot in this Facebook group. He got a lot of questions." And I was like, "Okay." So then that's when I joined that group. He invited me to it. And then I saw, what you were posting, and then from there it goes into your recollection of how things went, which is exactly how it went. And now here we are sitting in it. And I mean that's where I will say that you do have to take some risks for the betterment of possibly yourself or others when it comes to streaming. Like, it was a complete risk that I took, just sending you a DM and being like, "Hey, I'm going to talk to this guy that has no clue who I am," and vice versa, and we're just going to go with it. And it went fine and well,
That's
because
that's true.
what it is I didn't see you, and here's where I feel some communities, you got to be careful, is I didn't see you as a potential, stepping stone for myself to um elevate. I wasn't like, hey, this guy, he's real devoted. I could probably use that energy to push myself up. The people that we surrounded myself with, I had tried to tell myself and keep myself in the same position of if they're not moving forward, I'm not going to move forward. Like everybody that had gotten affiliate before you, we were not moving forward. At this point in time, I said, hey, there's enough of us here that I believe at one point in time I told everybody that was part of the little team, we're all done streaming except for yourself because we're not going to miss pulling your stream up to at least get you that 3-person average. I know it was like, hey, everyone, we're not focusing on our stream anymore. We're going to all focus on getting Meech to his affiliate, and then he can carry his torch from there. It's just when you're not affiliated, I feel like the algorithm to get you noticed isn't as high when you're just streaming. No affiliation, just streaming. And
I agree with that.
everyone was just fine with that. That's how you know that the community was good. If anybody in that community would have been like, yeah, well, I don't really like that idea, I would have been like, okay, well, then I think maybe we should part, because that's just telling me that you're more focused on you instead of the collective whole that we've put together here.
Thank you for telling that story. You know, you never told me that. Every time,
What
every time I asked you about that,
beforehand?
you just said you fell out with the guy. You never told me like exactly
Yeah.
what happened.
And followed is I think a nice way of putting how that went down. But, the thing is though, is I had the exact same type of situation when I left RBL. Said the exact same thing to the guy that was running it. I said, you know what? We only ever asked you for some form of merchandise. Never got anything for us. I was like, I've been a goddamn walking billboard for you for far too long. I was like, I'm done with this crap too.
That's crazy,
Come to
man.
find out though, that guy is not in charge of that org anymore because he kind of got himself in trouble with one of the other content creators. And that's about all I think I need to say.
Yeah, let's not go.
But
Let's not
when you're a
touch that.
shitty person, you incorporate that in everything that you do. That's why, sound like a broken record, it's very important to be picky and choosy about who you want in your corner. Because some people will just as likely stab you in the back as soon as you go up to bat for them than anything, just so that they can step in the position that you just fell out of.
That's true. You gotta be mindful, people, of these orgs and these communities. Like,
Yeah, because a lot of communities spread and preach inclusion for something.
right?
Like I've seen a lot of communities be like, oh yeah, we're all supporting each other, but the main focus is that this guy that put it together, we gotta all be on. Like, no, that's that to me sounds like people are just trying to get as many people in a square so that they can, focus on the circle.
Your community and your Discord and everything you've built. You've never asked anybody to flagship your stuff. You've never asked
No.
anybody to wear your stuff or hey, put my logo on your like. You've never asked nobody to do that, and
I've
that's why I
always just
think
told people to come into my stream that I associated with, and I remember there was numerous times that I'd be like, oh man, I'm at 12 viewers. Guys, come post your shit in my stream.
right.
Why not? I mean, if you got a group like that, you have to, because I mean, it's a good reflection all around. It makes you look like, not look like as if you're not, because that's kind of a different topic. But fake people never win on streaming. They eventually get found out. You should always be authentic. And I mean, I'm not going to get into politics by any means, and I don't think that politics belongs in streaming. But in things even as such as like, if you're going to get into anything political in your stream, you need to wear that, because at that point in time, or religion or any of that kind of stuff, if you're going to put that kind of authenticity out there of yourself, you have to understand that you're going to put yourself on one side of the viewership now, as far as a positive viewership. Let's just say, you know, to make it as easy, like, you know, a believer or a non-believer's in God as the conversation. If you flaunt that type of conversations, well, then you're limiting yourself to one side of the pie that you're going to either get a bunch of hate on or you're going to a bunch of praise on.
I agree.
So for me, it's be as authentic as you can, but always avoid the topics. I'm going to take that back. Don't avoid. It's probably in your best interest to avoid, but you have to be very careful if you're going to entertain any of those conversations. Because, hey, I've had conversations with people about religion, about politics, about this, that, and the other thing that have been good, informative, fantastic conversations. And you can put them on stream, but you have to be very careful with who you're talking to. That's why it's just best to not, I feel. And I'm not saying that to limit who you are, but that's also some of those things that, let's just be real, nobody really needs to know. Nobody needs to know about your religious affiliation
No.
or your political affiliation. That shouldn't be why people are coming to your stream.
Right.
Unless that's what you want your stream to be. But like I said, then if you can keep yourself to hang out in all the part of the pie that matters, you'll have at least a good time. I'm not saying you'll get rich and famous. It seems like the controversial ones are the ones that end up getting so rich and famous, which is like, that's always one thing that we had a problem with, that I always had a problem with our stream team, was I wanted and thought everybody should be more popular and get more viewerships than they did, and I was basing that off of like the bullshit of it. Like, for an example, like Amaranth or whatever her name is, she sucks at streaming, but she's out there with no clothes on and there's hundreds of thousands of people in there. I've always been like, well, do you blame her or do you blame the people that are in there? It's kind of a two-person problem there. But it just bothered me that we had, you know, I've got a circle of these fantastic streamers that are putting out legitimate content that's fun to watch, that's fun to interact with, and we're sitting at like 5, 6 to 10, maybe 12 viewers at the time for each of us, and it's like, damn it, content creators deserve more that put out an actual product. And that always really bothered me about the streaming game, is that there's so much fame being given out to people that just don't deserve it.
They don't
And
have
people
talent.
that deserve none. And people that deserve so much more get nothing.
That's just life in general, though, man.
That's true.
People want the lie. They don't want. They say they want the truth, but they don't want the truth. The truth is uncomfortable, so they go towards the lie. They
Yep.
say they want to see a good streamer, a good genuine streamer, but they go towards the entertainment instead of the good streamer. That's just what it is, man. Let me read you this
Well, I feel like
comment right quick. Let me read
you
you this
could have
comment.
conversations about religion and politics
You can,
before,
but you just gotta
nowadays,
respect everybody's take on it.
yes.
That's all.
And a huge thing too is that this mentality that has overcome too many people of, if I disagree with you, that means I have to hate you now. No,
Yeah, that's not true.
that's what causes so many problems.
Yeah, that's not true.
Now, if somebody came up to me and said, you know, there's certain, you know, I see Russell said, got to respect people's opinions. I 100% agree to that.
Hmm.
I should say 99% agree to that. Like, you know, if someone came up to me and said, hey, we should eradicate this group of people, I would not respect your opinion. I'm sorry. I'd be like, you should go seek help. You know, like but that's a different story. That, you know, that's looking at extremism and whatnot.
So
Um,
Lucky said after seeing what happens with so many groups, I've decided that I'm just going to work with the people in my circle. No need for a group. The bigger the org, the more shit that goes on there. That's true, and
100%.
that's I
That's
met
why we
Lucky.
just called ourselves the stream team,
Right.
not anything like that. It made it
Stream
more fun,
org or
more
nothing like
pleasant.
that.
Yeah, it
Nothing.
was more fun that way.
Right. I met Lucky in a like a big group. I met Reap out of the same group. I met Russ. He was cool with Reaper and Lucky and stuff. And you always, even when you go to those certain orgs and groups, you always walk away with a few genuine people. Always, you know.
They're usually the people that are in that same boat as you. You don't usually
Right,
walk away with the people that are the top dogs in that org. You usually walk away with the people that were in that exact same place in the org as you are.
right.
Like, oh yeah, you're a content creator. Hey, me too. You know, that's where you're gonna end up staying
Just don't
and
force
probably
your
leaving
opinions
together.
on others. That's right, Russ. That's
Yep.
it. And you have too many people doing it. Like, like
And like
let's
I think too with going off of the like the political conversations too. I think people have become too feel like they're forced to be on a specific side of that, and I'll just use left and right as it. When I have felt for honestly, and I'm at 38 almost, I've been a part of a few voting attempts, but long ago I came to kind of the realization, and you can kind of see it in the disintegration of honestly the happiness of our I still feel great country we live in is the both parties are no longer about making life better for us. Once I realized that the left and right are no longer like for the people but are against each other, I feel like we're more or less just the casualty of war between two children
we
that don't
don't
know
matter.
how to do anything.
We don't matter to government. I wish people would just stop and think about that for a while. Whether you love Barack Obama, whether you love George Bush, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump, what's the other one? Bill. I don't care who you like. None of those people were for the people. That's how they get their following, is saying, yeah, we want to work for you. We want to make laws for you. We want to do what you want us to do. If even
It's
if you
usually
go
during
down to
election time
local,
though. Then
even
they
if you
get in
go
and
to
they're like,
local government, they'll come knock to your door. Hey, I'm looking for your vote in November. What you gonna do for me? I'll do this. I'll do that. After they win, go up to their office and try to talk to them and see if you get to talk to them. Go to their office and say, hey, remember you came knock to my door and asked for my vote. They're gonna say, man, I don't remember you. I don't remember you. I don't know who you are. Like government is not for the people. It's not. They
no.
need the people. They need our
Well,
money.
and,
They need our
and
taxes.
misinformation too. Misinformation on the highways and on the internets and medias is really created a huge divide in people. Like, you've got people that don't want to dig. I feel like if you find a piece of information that hits your nerve of something, like, you see a news broadcast that says this, that, and the other thing, and you're like, oh my God, that's messed up. Look deeper. Because you might find 5 articles that say, actually, this isn't what is true. And you're
Absolutely.
just, getting sucked into to the wrong direction. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll use this as an example because I know that this is kind of a touchy subject and I don't really weigh in on it, but people are super obviously hyper focused and angry about this, like, deportation of illegal immigrants. I get it. I understand the irritation. I understand the aspect behind doing so. There are laws that are in place, but people are like, using the terms like, Nazi Trump and Nazi Trump's administration. And okay, I mean, you're welcome to say that, but if you look at even back to I think Obama, it was, he like deported I think 8 million illegal immigrants, and that's way more than that's gone on with Trump. And I'm not trying to compare apples to oranges. I'm just or compare the two. I'm just saying, like, the mentality of people is like, you're jumping on this one thing that's pissing you off right now, but why is it pissing you off now but it didn't before when it was actually on a larger scale? Is it because now this is front and center in the media when it wasn't so much before? It's just kind of stuff, and this is, man, maybe a little conspiracy like, but it just goes to show who controls the media. People will sit and scream Russian propaganda, Chinese propaganda, this and that, without looking so close to home. Is like, y'all, we're all in the same boat though. What we see front and center every day is it's more propaganda, whether it's uh, you know,
I
true
think
or not true. There's a lot of shit that is put out there only to make you feel and think a certain way rather than, I think, what really needs to happen is promoting individual critical thinking. Like, take the information that's put in front of you and now go and find out the depth of it. Like, is it just somebody making an article or a clickbait to do exactly what it's doing right now and piss you off, so you get angry and you share it, and now you're angry about something, and in all reality it's not completely what you think it was, or this and that. It's like, it's just furthering the divide between people.
I think people they okay with what's being done if they like the person. So
Yeah.
the deportation it did start under Barack Obama's regime, but he's generally liked. So it never came up. Nobody
Well, and
never
let's be real.
said
I mean, like,
nothing. Nobody, the
oh,
media or nothing. I didn't know that it was happening until I kind of looked into it and they say, no, this should happen during, it started during Barack Obama. The kids in cages and all that, that shit started the last 2 years of Barack Obama's presidency. And I'm like, okay, you never heard anything about it, but Donald Trump is generally unliked. So it's magnified a little bit more, you know,
well, and like
and the media is putting stuff out. So, you know.
well, like Lucky said here too, it's not just as cut and dry as like, oh, well, Obama sent 8 million people, Trump sent 3 million people. It's not that cut and dry. There was a lot more involved into it. Like Lucky said, there was more vetting and sending back to originality of country, where I think some of the deportations going on right now are just sending people uh, where there's room in prisons there, and I think that that's not proper. But it's a tough game because I've also said I feel that it's too time consuming and difficult for people trying to get out of shitty situations to become actual citizens here. Like, it's a tough conversation because I am 100% for immigration. I think that there's a lot that the rest of the world can bring to this country, but I like doing things the proper way. But at the same time, the proper way is very lengthy and very expensive.
Yeah, very expensive. Um, she said, and he
Anyways,
did
we
not
can, yeah.
deport people to countries that are not even their birth country. It's not easy to be a citizen. Trust me. Yeah, Lucky's an islander, so she knows a little bit.
Yeah, like, and I don't know, like, she probably knows a lot more than I do because I mean, I've never had to actually personally firsthand deal with it. I mean, I live in Minnesota, you know. I was definitely born and raised here, you know. You can tell by my Minnesotan accent that I come from nowhere but frozen tundra land. So like I'm like I said, I try not to have much of a dog in that
Yeah,
fight so much because I don't have firsthand experience, and I've always tried not to think I'm an expert on something that I don't have firsthand experience on. I feel like that's dangerous.
yeah. But there's nothing wrong with looking into it. The information's there. It's not hidden. The
Mm-hmm.
information on
100%.
all of the things they're there. So I the way I look at it is I don't agree with the deportation for the simple fact it's the way it seems like certain people are being targeted and it's the way they do it.
Yeah.
Should
It's
illegals
a
be?
a lot of fear
Yeah,
stuff
it
going on
is a
right
lot
now,
of
and I
fear.
don't feel like that's
It is a lot of fear. I mean, no man should get up to go to work in the morning and never come home. And his
well, and like,
wife and
here's the
kids is
thing
at
with that
home and
too
they're looking for him and
is
he's on the way back to a country that he may have come from or may not have come from.
yeah,
There's a lot of people
that's
getting
not
picked up
okay.
right now that were born here. And they're like, we'll sort that out later. Well, what's gonna happen to me now? You talking about we'll sort it out later. What's gonna happen to me now? So I think it would be more of a better process to say, hey, we're suspicious of you being here illegally. We're gonna get a record of you. We're gonna start a file on you, and you got 3 to 6 months to get your citizenship rolling. We know it's a lengthy process. We know it's a expensive process. But let's put in a play to help these people if they really want to be here. They're working. If they're paying taxes, if they don't have a cash job or whatever, they're paying taxes. Let's go ahead and try to get this on the right road. But just to pick
And
somebody up and say you going back, like
I
that's
do agree with you on that, man.
that's
Like,
crazy.
I, I think that the whole mass deportation is difficult. I wish that there was a way to find how do I because it's tough to tell before it's too late. But I wish that there was a way to find the people that have come here illegally to do harm. And that's a perfect world, and we definitely don't live into that. Because, yes, I will say, if you've come here illegally to do bad, terrible things, get the fuck out of here. But there are so many people that genuinely just don't want to be left to die, essentially, because they just don't have the chance to do more with themselves.
Right.
And that's where, for me, it's like, well, okay, how do you do that? Well, sadly, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. I mean, if I did, knowing the way things are today, if I had an answer for that, they'd probably find me dead within the next few days because, solving problems like that doesn't have a
Right. That's
it doesn't have a
that's
place in
not
the
what
world
that's
for the
not what they
money
want.
makers.
That's not what they want.
Yeah.
Lucky said you have to prove you are a citizen now. Russ said you can just wake up in the morning and get it. That's true, but it's only for certain
Yeah.
people. It's only for certain
Yep.
people, and I mean it's gonna get better, right? Like anytime anything jumps off, it's rough. It's not perfect. It'll get better, but we as people have to come together and make sure it get better. We can't just trust. I hope I don't get killed for this. We can't just trust the government to fix our problems. We got to fix our problems.
No.
They the so
The reason
so
we have problems, I feel, is strictly because of the government interference in too much. I feel like there obviously has to be government in some capacity, in my opinion, but the reach and the
just
control that government has on people and their
too much.
day to day lives here
It's too
is it's
much.
too much.
It's too. Listen,
It's too much.
the ice
Like I don't
ice
know how
went.
to run imports, exports, stuff like that. Leave that to the government. I don't know how to do and levy taxes properly. So, and that's just me. I'm sure other people probably do, but leave that to kind of the government. But at a certain level, like at this point in time, it's like you can hardly go out your door without the government having some kind of influence in what you do.
Mm,
Like
for real.
we obviously, and I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy that like, oh man, we're completely oppressed here from the government. I mean, if you think that the government and the living here is super down on a person, and I hope I don't get killed for this, but it trust me, as far as the other parts of the world, it could be immensely worse than
Mm,
being here. And I mean immensely. Like look at a good portion of the Middle East. I mean, I myself, and again, this is subjective, I guess, because of where I live and where I've always been. So it could be different for other people. But I don't wake up in the morning wondering if my home is going to be standing when I wake up. I'm not worrying about nukes and well, like not necessarily nukes because that's you got to be some real shit going on for people to use that. But ballistic missiles and
right.
war torn and this and that. I don't worry about that in this country. And for me, that's enough to at least feel like I live in at least a better place than a lot of people do. Could it
Lucky
use improvements? Oh, absolutely.
Lucky said you have to
Absolutely.
take fingerprints like over 10 times while a green card holder. Why is that, Lucky? Why you got to take fingerprints over and over? I mean, once your fingerprints are taken, they don't change. So why? I don't know why. I'm asking. Why do you have to do that? But to
Probably a reason to
piggyback
just
on
keep
what you said,
tabs on
Plague,
people. I mean,
what I will say about America is yes, it's a good country to live if you compare it to other countries. Yes. Is it the best country? No, but it's very good compared to certain places in this world to live. But the one thing I will say about America is that a lot of people don't know how evil America is towards other countries and towards other places. I had to read
I think
books.
it's starting to become more enlightened, though. I think it's becoming more and more aware of other countries in the world that, like, I
Yeah.
mean, look at it like this. It's kind of easy even to tell and look at the simple fact of the rest of the world doesn't have an immense amount of military bases throughout the entire world. There's some. I'm not saying that we're the only ones that do, but if you were to Google to see how many military bases the United States has around the globe in comparison to other countries, that's enough to just tell you that, you see that movie, and I think that this is kind of I know it's a little silly, but kind of a fair image of how the United States, at least military, is ran, is that movie Team America, the world police. They're out thinking they're saving the day, but in all seriousness, a lot of the shit they do is fucking things up for their own gain. Like
Man.
I know it's
So
like it's kind of a silly comparison, but that like why do we have a military base all over the place? It's I feel like, I mean, yeah, they say, well, we're trying to just protect things. We're trying to just make sure that our interests keep being our interests.
Bob Marley said America is Babylon. And, you know what I'm saying? And like hear so many people say stuff about America, and you're like, why people feel like that? Why it got like this? So I talked to this guy. He was in the Navy, and I was driving trucks over the road. This was a long time ago. I talked to this guy, and he told me, he was like, man, America. He said you got to understand about how America was made and who made America. He said America was formed by oppressed people. And when these people got together and made this country, they said, we will never be oppressed again. We're going to be the oppressors. And he said from the point America was formed all the way up to today, everything they done was by force and power. And he said, if you don't believe it, he said, I'll give you the most recent accounts. He said, I wasn't alive in 1776. I don't know what happened for the first 5, 10 presidents. He said, but I'll give you the most recent accounts. And he took his backpack off. He showed me a book. And he said, read this book. This is the book. And I read the book. And this is the book. If anybody want to know like what's going on and what's going on right now, read this book. That's all I can tell you. I'm not even gonna tell you about it. Just read it. He showed me the book, and he told me, he said, man, just read it. So at the time when I was driving trucks, they have like you can go to truck stops and get audio books. Like you just put a CD in your radio, and you could just listen to it, and you could return it at the same brand of truck stop in another state with them. So I was doing that. That's how I first read that book. Then I went and bought the book. By the time I got it, I seen another book. Now I'm looking online. They got a third book. I didn't even know about this one. I'm gonna get this one on. This the third book. It must be new. But check if you really want to understand. Like I say, people can explain stuff, but a lot of times people explain stuff based on their understanding and where they stand on things. So to not be misinformed, check the sources, go to the sources, read books. That's the best thing to do. Because even if I could explain it to you, but I would explain it to you how I interpreted it, and that may not be correct. So just look into it for yourself. But that book, it'll tell you like why certain world leaders got killed and why America drops the bombs that they drop. And as soon after they drop the bombs, they show up and they say, "Hey, let us help you rebuild." Who does that? Who goes and ravages a place and then say, "Hey, let us help you rebuild this place." And once they help them rebuild, okay, now you owe us a favor, and it keeps going. It keeps stacking up from there. But you gotta read. You gotta read that. That's a good book to read. I'll just say that. You have to take fingerprints 10 times while green. Almost every appointment you have to. Why though? I don't. That is to make sure the person is not committing fraud. Oh, okay. With America getting rid of, you said U.S. aid,
USA ID.
U.S. aid. That leaves a hole for other countries to step in now. We'll get this for my son. I've been having them read up on those things to better understand. Yeah, that's why I read it because I wanted to understand. The guy was asked. He was in the Navy, so he's like, "Do you know why we did this? Do you know why we did that?" I was like, "Nah, bro, I don't know. I only know what CNN say and what World News Tonight say." He's like, "Don't listen to none of them. Those are agenda-driven media platforms." He said, don't listen to any of them. He said, the same news that you'll see on CNN, you won't see the same story on Fox. The same stories you see on Fox, you won't see them on World News Tonight. Every media outlet is controlled by something or someone, and they have their own agenda. He said, you have to search for yourself. He said, and the information is not hidden, is public record. Any bill that's signed is public record. It's against the law to hold it. They don't hold it. They let you see it to make you believe you voted for it. When in all reality, they probably voted for that shit overnight. And you didn't have no say in it. And he said they put it out there because once it's done, there's nothing you can do about it. So why hide it from you? And then if you see it and you catch a hold to it and you wake up, you're just one person. How many people you going to get to stand behind you and wake up? So many people are comfortable with what's going on today, or are they just like, well, look, that don't affect me, so I'm good. And that's why we where we at. A lot of other countries ain't like that. They'll say, you know, I'll say this. Look at what happened the January 6th when the people went up to Washington and did what they did. A lot of people frown on that. But just think if they had more people with them. Just think if they had more people to say, hey, we don't like a certain thing that's going on and we taking a stand against it. America will not do that. It's not enough people in America that will do that. But if we did have enough, we could get our government to do more. Instead, you know what I'm saying? Instead of them working for themselves, we can get them to do more for us. But they already know so many people live comfortable. It's not happening. It's never gonna happen. But like I say, man, as long as you can have these conversations, man. I know people don't like having conversations like that in their space with their communities and stuff, but it's very relevant. If you go and look on YouTube, it's a whole bunch of political content. It's a whole bunch
The
of
thing is if you can have these type of conversations, honestly, I mean, I know I said that they should be avoided on on like streaming, and I still agree to that, just because I mean, you having a good intelligent, like we're having at this point in time, you're having a good conversation that has some intelligence, some, you know, some different points of views talked about, and so on and so forth. Well, you're progressing with that. You're getting different point of view. But the problem is with doing it on stream is that running the risk of running into someone that just can't handle the fact that people don't think the exact identical same way. That's always going to be a thing. No one's ever going to always think the same. And like I said, aside from, you know, people thinking like terrible, terrible things should happen as a valid opinion, for the most part, you know, people that have a fairly level head can have a good conversation with you about the important things of life. Do I like politics? I hate them. They have created such a ridiculous divide amongst people for no gain. Nothing has been gained from the divide for us. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. My mom's calling me. Sorry.
all good. But yeah, I mean, you can have the conversations as long as you respect people's opinion. Like, I respect everyone's opinion. Long as your opinion is not me being oppressed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like anybody, there's people that like the president. I'm not saying I dislike him, but there's people who love him. And there's people who love him because of who he is or what he's doing. And there are certain people that love him that think, oh, he don't like certain people. He don't like a certain demographic of people. That's why I like him. That's why I love him. So if your views count against my people or my existence, I don't agree with that. I don't respect that. But if you just have a different view, you can have a different view. You know, and that goes back to what we talk about, content and community. Whatever you feel is the best content for you, you should be able to talk about it. You should be able to post about it. You should be able to really get wrapped in that and be able to put that out for yourself and for your community. But you have to be mindful of who's in your community. You have to be respectful, you know, and that's another thing about being here in this country. People think freedom of speech also means freedom of disrespect. That's not true. That's not true.
Well, people think freedom of speech also means freedom of consequence. And I mean, I'm not saying like you're gonna go to jail for saying something, but I mean, hey, and I'll just use this as an example. If you go up to somebody of a different race and you start throwing racial slurs at them and you get yourself popped in the face, you had the freedom, absolutely, I guess, to say what you said, but the consequence of what you said is you got popped in the mouth. So
Right.
you're not free of the consequence. And I feel like
But then,
that's some legitimate stuff. Like, yeah, sure, you've got the freedom to say it, but just because you can, it doesn't mean you should. And if you do, it doesn't mean that you're free of consequence from it. Fuck
yep.
around and find out. It's become a real big way of life for some people in not even just in this country. The fuck around and find out has become an unfortunate direction that far too many people have taken over the years
Well,
in their lives.
I blame the internet.
Oh yeah,
I blame you
social
just
media,
talked
shit
about
like that.
earlier in the podcast where you came up in a time where people didn't really care about your feelings. If you were offended, you were offended. If you got teased, you got teased. If you got bullied, hey, step it up and become a man or become a woman. I think the internet has lessened human interaction. The internet has given people a space to talk shit and give their opinions and put people in position to believe what they're saying is factual. And when they meet other people that don't agree, they don't know how to handle it because they're on a computer all day or they're on a phone all day and they don't have human interaction. So by the time they get human interaction and people don't agree or people don't see eye to eye with them, they don't know how to handle it. And then they want to get in their face because they've seen so many videos. They've seen so many things of they've seen so many references of things going the way that they think it's gonna go. And like you said, fuck around and find out. It's not when you really get in front of somebody, they can handle you if they want. You know what I'm saying? You're not big and bad like you think. They can handle, and especially if you just all your interactions are online. You know,
Well, and like what
we
Reaper
come from a
said in
time
your
where we actually had to fight.
yeah.
People
And,
don't
but
do
the
that
thing
no
that was
more.
at that point in time though is like when you fought with somebody, it ended usually there.
Right.
Nowadays, it's like you shove somebody and now the cops are being called and you're getting charged with assault.
Right.
I feel like people have a lot of situations people involved with. They become fragile to like. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, hey, sometimes people get in fights, but fuck, man, when I was growing up, like in school and stuff, half the time when a couple dudes got in a fight with each other, they ended up becoming friends afterwards, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like you say something to somebody and they're calling the cops on you for it or something like that. But one thing Reaper said in your chat, he's like, it's the same thing for folks that say stuff online and wonder why they're fired. Like, absolutely. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I know people are probably seeing quite a bit of this, but that example that's going around currently, that idiot CEO that was like with his HR lady and he's married and stuff and got caught on the kiss cam at some
The
baseball game
Coldplay
or something.
concert.
Like, dude, when we were younger, you even more so because I believe you're a little older than me, but you could, and I will start off by saying I do not in any way, shape, or form condone being unfaithful to your partner. Like, if you're gonna do that, why even be with the person? It seems to me like it's just a god complex of wanting to think like you can have many women's and not get caught. But I guess I will say if you're gonna do such a stupid thing, you could get away with that easier in our time. But I mean, this dude has went from I've never heard of this guy before in my
Yeah, I
life.
don't know who he is.
Now I can't scroll through my Facebook, can't scroll through my Google News without there being an article or something shared from somebody about this. Like, why now? Well, easy. Because the technology and the media is instant.
Right.
Like that shit was going around social media while he was still at the fucking game.
Hadn't even
That's how
left yet.
fast that shit goes.
He hadn't even left yet.
Yep. And again, like I'm not saying like, well, you got to be smarter than that, but I mean, hey, man, unpopular opinion, but you got to be fucking smarter than that if you're going to do something that stupid. But I guess that's kind of an oxymoron. If you're going to be unfaithful to your partner, then you're probably an idiot.
They was, yeah, exactly. He probably thought he wasn't gonna get caught. They was way up in the stands. He's like, nah, ain't no way. They showed you before
Well,
they showed
like my
anybody.
thing is like, and this isn't like my thing is why would if you're having if you're that high profile of an individual, CEO of some billion-dollar company, what's what's your mentality to think that it's a fucking good idea to go out in public with said person?
Like
Like
no eyes
and
are gonna be on you.
right, and like I mean, not saying like, well, I mean, if you're gonna be having an affair, keep that shit, behind closed doors. But I mean, hey, if you're gonna be having an affair, you should probably keep that stuff behind closed doors, or just don't do that at all. That's a good start. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like you got to think like, and this. Okay, I'm gonna throw my conspiracy thought out there, so bear with me. This was like just kind of out of the blue, just happened, just bang, front and center now type shit. Why? Why has this become so important? Is there something going on elsewhere
Could
that's to
be.
divert the attention? Is
Could.
there like,
That's
I
normally how
mean,
it
I'm
goes.
just, like thinking about a number of different things. Like, now that the Epstein files are there was nothing there, or nothing, no lid, or whatever, whatever. Now there's this. Is this trying to divert the attention from that to bury that now?
Yeah.
Uh, are they
That's
trying to
normally
do
how it
something
goes.
that they're trying to distract people from?
That's normally how it
I
goes, bro.
mean, yeah, I mean, who knows? It might just be like a, hey, camera guys, right time, right, right place, right time. That camera guy's probably gonna get a raise from that, or he's gonna end up dead, one or the
he
other.
got he got some trouble coming. Reaper said the head of HR was diabolical. Imagine how many people she reprimanded while doing dirt. Yeah, she was
Right, like
doing
how
dirt.
many people she fired as like, you are being unethical in our company. You're gone, as she's fucking taking the unethical weenie. Oh my God. Yeah, like, what a terrible person.
Yo, someone pointed out the way they were hugging, their affair was far from new. Yeah, they was
Yeah,
booed up.
yeah, they look like they were together, like
Yeah,
together.
they
Like
look
I
like
hold
husband
my
and
wife
wife at
like
that
that.
mother. They was
But
booed up.
I,
I actually heard about a leak regarding those files, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Well, I don't even think that's a rabbit hole, man. That's a crater. They just played in our face big time. But I don't think people ready to see those files. I don't think people ready. They saying they want to see it, but your favorite actors are on that list. Your
so
favorite
here's
entertainers
kind
are
of
on that
the
list. Like, are you ready for this? Are you ready to see? Like, we've already seen the pictures of him and some people, like him and Jim Carrey, Robert De Niro, Jay Z. Like, this man was connected. Like, everybody went there. Are you ready to really see this? Like, are you like people say they want to see it? Okay.
so here's kind of like my somewhat thought on that because I know not a lot, obviously, probably a lot less than most. So, and I've seen quite a few things around. One of the, I will say, excuses, because hey, I'm just as curious as the next person. But one of the excuses that I've seen around as to why this is uh, not becoming something that's just released to everybody is for concern of the innocence. Now, before anyone says, well, everyone that was involved with Epstein was innocent, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but he had a private charter jet or a private jet company, correctly? I feel like before that gets released, and this would take some severe digging, I feel like they would have to be able to prove individual people on that list actually had any participation in this shit that Epstein has gone down with answers with.
Mm.
Like, let's just say, for example, I'm just gonna throw a name out there of somebody. So let's just say I don't even know. Ryan Reynolds. So if he's on one of the flight logs, and that flight went from the U.S. to God, I don't know, some Europe, and he literally used that airline, that service, one time to go from one place to another to literally do his vacation in Europe. Nothing malicious about it, just using. a plane service. Now, he comes out on that list of using the service. Nothing more about that other than he had been on this plane. It didn't go to where this island is or anything like that. Not saying that there wasn't malicious activity going everywhere, because it sounds like it was a very intricate network around the world. But does that then tarnish his entire reputation and essentially ruin his career because he used a service, but not for the service that people need to burn for? That's that's my curiosity as to far as at least a how do I like a semi-legitimate reason to not want to put it out. But then my response to that is, well, then okay, well then I guess dig and find what every single one of those flights was about, where it landed and what was done, and then we'll go from there. Oh yeah, this person landed right on this crazy island that all this shit went down. Okay, well it's probably a good chance they were involved. Let
So,
that name out. Let this name out.
so
You
that's
know
a
what I mean?
great
I
point.
guess it's a. I don't
That's a
know.
that's a great point. So the
Like, what
way
about the girls that were involved in this? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but before I lose that track, what about the girls that were involved in this terrible thing? Nobody really knows, to my knowledge, many people at least, know the names of these women. But as soon as that list comes out and these victims are on there, their lives are, if let's just say this is done and over with for them, they've moved on with their lives. This is going to open up a whole new set of relived trauma that I'm sure they're dealing with on a daily basis in the first place, along with cameras in their face, paparazzi, stories, Netflix originals,
right,
documentaries.
people gonna be doing
If
stuff.
it's going to open up a wound that possibly might be closed for some. Now, again, I'm not saying let's keep it all secret and just bury it all, because then people that deserve to burn are going to get off scot-free. I'm just saying dig. Dig like a miner. Leave no stone unturned for the names on this list, and then prosecute them accordingly on an individual level. I would be okay with that. I'm not okay with just burying this whole list. I'm just concerned about the victims in the conversation.
The thing about what you said, like if Ryan Reynolds used the service, the thing about that is people are so pressed. They wouldn't want to hear that. They wouldn't want to hear it. He just flew from here to there. He didn't even have nothing to do. They're gonna say, well, if he used the service or he was a part of it. Like, that's, you're gonna have that kind of outcry. You know, they're not
Well, and
gonna.
we've unfortunately moved past, and I feel like it's sad, but I think a lot of people have moved past the innocent until proven guilty, that they now immediately assume guilt until they're proven innocent.
Right,
And I think that that has influenced a lot of bad things.
right.
Like, I mean, if you're guilty of it, you're probably going to end up getting charged and committed for, like one would like to think, charged and committed for it. But if, if it's influenced because everyone already thinks that you're guilty, well, that sucks. You get a guilty verdict and you're innocent as can be, but because everyone thought you were guilty at first, you know.
Yeah, that's. I mean, like I said, it's definitely a discussion, but I agree with what you said. Um,
I
this
don't
whole
want this to
this
be.
it's got to be some smoke and mirrors with this, because that like you say, I don't even know who that guy is, and now he's everywhere, and now he's the talk of the town, he's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
flavor of the month, and it's like, this guy's not even important to us. We don't,
No.
the woman
I don't
either.
even know what he does, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest with you. I know that from the thing I've seen, I know that he's a CEO of some company.
right. So
There's a
it's
lot of
like,
CEOs of some company out there, correct?
yeah,
Why
banging
did
everybody
this guy matter?
at their company too.
It's
So
it's almost like the you can kind of almost, if a person were to take the time to dig enough and see um, the different spikes in scandals, and see if there's a timeline in between in which they almost correlate to something else of relevance that kind of gets overlooked. I bet you could find a pretty gross pattern in like this situation here with this CEO. Who's to say that this wasn't planned? Who's to say they didn't need to find something And
Right.
like, look at us right now. We're talking about this guy. We're talking about how low profile he was, and nobody knew who he was, but we do now. Why is that? Because it's been pushed in front of all of us that that's now like something that not
Yeah.
necessarily that we're focused on, but something that we're aware of right now. Why? Why is that important to us? Why do we care or need to know that this happened? And I'm not like excusing it by any means, but why do we care? What is this guy's affair? What does it matter to you? On let's just say, you Reaper, all of you guys in chat and listening. What does myself included? What does this dude and his business matter to all of us that are now not saying it's front and center to any of us, but that we are all aware of it? Like at the end of the day, looking at it on a cut surface, who gives a shit? As far as for me, that's between like now his wife and his company and so on and so forth. But now the
Mm-hmm.
rest of the globe or the country at least is involved in it with their 2 cents and their awareness and their notice of it. For what? For like why? Like, dude, I don't care. Like that sucks to be him, but now like it's something that is known about me. Yeah, like it's now it's everywhere. Like Reaper said, he didn't know about it until Instagram. Like it's made it onto Instagram. Remember when Instagram was like a cool place where people would show cool photos and videos and stuff? No, now we've got this too. It's leaked it into there to keep people to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get sucked into knowing about this.
Nah, it's just bad information. YouTube, X, all it's just bad information, man. Blue Sky and Reddit staying on my retro games and car vibes. Yeah, man. Because Facebook, it just depending on what you're looking at. It's all bad information now. It's nothing you can do with it. Like you look at these play like the Shade Room, and that's what I'll be looking at. I'll be looking at like the retro pages. I always look at the retro page. I just sent you the that post. You didn't reply. You was ignoring you, boy, but that's all good. It's cool. I ain't tripping. I ain't taking it personal. But RoboCop, 37, I think 37 or 39 years ago, on the 17th. RoboCop, 39 years old. Like the movie, the original movie. I keep up with stuff like that. All of that other stuff, and then you can't even really pay attention to a lot of this news and a lot of the because a lot of this shit is starting to be AI generated. And this damn AI shit is just. I want to get your take on that, Play. What do you think
What's
about
that?
AI? What do you think about
I think AI is
the emergence
terrible.
of it, the AI content creation, and like
I
the
think it's
a
awful. I think it's destroying real art. I think it is really, really, really manipulating the person's brain to what they think is actually in front of them. And I see this when I see these accounts or these, and I mean, again, the people responding could just be bot stupid accounts too. But let's just say even half of them are not. That's scary. That we'll see something completely blatantly stupid that isn't like it's not some even some so far down as like some impossible creature coming out of the water, right?
right.
And people are commenting on it like, "Oh my gosh, where is this? I need to know where this is at." It's
Man,
not. It's not, you fool of a toque. It is not anywhere. This is AI. So if you're a real person believing this is real, you take that with you in everything you do in your life, and that is not okay.
man, I when I started to see all this AI, and I started to see the views, and like you say, it could be bots, it could be, but I started to see the views and the way this shit. You could post an AI video, and that shit be in the millions within 24 hours. I seen this
Like, dude, when I
video.
think of AI, like I want something that's like gonna do my dishes, mow my lawn, sweep my house, do my laundry. I don't want AI to like come and take my job. Like that's the concern for me is like the push for AI has expanded far behind like let's come up with like robot housekeepers. Like, I mean, the Jetsons had one and things seemed to go okay until it was malfunctioning. But you know what I mean? Like I would rather I that's what I want my AI to be doing.
I think AI is flooding. social networks right now to get influencers off and get content creators off, because think about it, that was a big issue, you know. Let's say around COVID, you had people that couldn't go into the office; they had to work remotely, but you had content creation took it shot up. Like so many people started doing broadcasting, and a lot of people didn't go back to work. A lot of people started making a living off of content creation. And I don't think the government likes that. I don't think they like, because there's less workers now. You know, that's another thing. Like while they're deporting everybody, we still got less actual workers. You know, your Burger Kings, your McDonald's, your whatever. These places are not full with workers like they used to be. Now, you know, Walmart, everybody's trying to go automated and self checkout and all this, but for the amount of people that are online making small fortunes or becoming middle class, making hundreds of thousands of dollars, online shops and like people on TikTok blowing up, making millions. I think that the AI is flooding content creation space to get most of us out of here. Think about it. I seen
Making
a
people
video,
lazy.
man. I seen a video. Uh-oh.
It's on again. Cause we ain't broke no more.
And Mouse with the quarter up.
We ain't broke no more. Hey.
I appreciate that quarter up, Queen. Thanks for still being in the chat. I seen a video, man, of a lady and a dog on a sofa, and the dog was like barking at her, and then he bit her face. He bit her face, and like he took a chunk out of her face, but then she turned into like a cake. So her face was like, it just showed like a vanilla cake with icing over there. And I'm looking at this, and this shit had like 900 something thousand views at the time I seen it. I'm sure it's over 1 million now. And it's like, this is what y'all want. This is entertainment for y'all. Like, you know, I just really think, and if you look at all of these videos, these AI generated videos, they are kicking real content creators' ass. So if someone controls these pages, right? They got one to Sasquatch. I don't know if you ever seen it on. He's big on Twitter, where he's walking around with like a selfie stick or whatever, and he's walking around making videos and running from the cops and doing all kind of stuff in the woods. And man, I'm talking about millions of views per video. I'm like, bro, like you got people really out here busting their ass broadcasting, trying to make content, struggling, and here this AI shit comes along. It's just, I think they moving forward so fast with it to just really push people out of the way. I really believe that. Thanks for that quarter up, Queen. I see the videos everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, but on Twitter, man, Twitter is like the wild wild west now. Ever since Elon Musk purchased that shit, X, if you will, I don't call it X. That shit is just crazy right now. It's on another level. It's also the next tech bubble, like .com and VR 3D glasses before it. You talking about AI, Reap? Robo makes me feel old. You still young, my brother. Don't even worry about it. You still young. You still got time. Still got time. Now, when RoboCop reached 50, I can't help you, my brother. Plague, you good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, we about to wrap it up. I still got a full day ahead of me before I get to play some games.
What you gonna be playing and when?
Man, I just got this college football game. I got it on PlayStation. It's probably the last PlayStation game I'll ever buy. I only bought it because a couple of my friends said, "Why don't you get it, man? We'll do a dynasty league." So
Dude, I heard it's freaking amazing, so enjoy that.
it's pretty good. I played it a little bit when I first got it. It's decent.
I mean, I played the old ones. I played like the old NCAA, college football
Yeah,
2015 and those, and I always thought they were an immense amount of fun.
yeah. Well, now that you can do your own dynasty with any school. You can do your road to glory where you can pick a position and just play. It's good, man. It's real deep for a college game. So I'll be on that. I'm back on the division too. So I'm actually in Reaper's. I'm actually in his little regime that he got going on. So the division too.
Oh
They
yeah,
got a new
yeah,
little
yeah.
surge. They dropped some new DLC and stuff. So people got back on that. I'll be playing that. I need to finish my Call of Duty Battle Pass. Uh, man, I got so many games, man. I'm
Dude, I
transferring. I don't
feel
know if I
that.
told you, Plague. I'm transferring all my games to PC. I'm gonna just be on PC. This is my
Yeah.
last. Yeah, man. PlayStation 5, my last console. Not saying I'm
Well,
not never gonna have a console in the house. As long as there's kids in the house, there will be a console. But me personally, my main gaming hub gonna be PC. I'm just I'm just done with all the subscriptions, man.
if you're going to, make your way towards, exclusively gaming on PC or more so gaming on PC, make sure you never forget about CD keys.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely,
I mean
absolutely.
that and like G2A, I will look at those sites before I purchase anything on any platform, Epic or Steam or anything like that, because
Yeah,
chances are, unless it's a brand new game, chances are you can probably get a deal on it. Like, perfect example right now because I'm looking at it. Let's just say you wanted to play Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Fancy Edition on PC. I don't know what it costs anywhere. But on CD keys right now, it costs $2.59. That's pretty cheap.
yeah.
So, I mean, to save yourself some money, um, always check that. Like right now, it looks like Middle Earth Shadow of War is 49.99 on Steam. It's
Okay.
$3 on CD keys for the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, I hadn't been on CD Kids for a while, but I never forgot about it. So
I feel there's not a whole lot on it for console though, so going on it's not really that
yeah, yeah, I'm
big of a
done, man.
deal.
My PlayStation Plus subscription went out, and I went to renew it, and I think it was like $179. I was like, ain't no fucking way. I'm done. And like I said, I was playing games that I had on console on PC, and I was satisfied with the PC version. So I'm like, let me get up off of this. It's time for me to grow up.
Well, like Death Stranding director's cut, $40 on Steam, 14.99 on CD keys.
Wow.
Yeah. Like it's just it PC, and here's what I will say about PC gaming, because I was always a console dude myself, so PC is still the new one for me. Um, there's just more you can do, and yes, it may be the master race, as they call of gaming, but you also have to remember that's only if yours is good. Like PC, dude, PC has given me so many problems. You know how many times I've been like, this piece of shit, this, that, and like I'll play for hours, flawless. Go to bed, turn the thing off as I turn it off. I've done many times before. I'll get back on, turn it on, start playing. My mic no longer registers. Like it doesn't even exist on my computer. I have to like uninstall it and reinstall it. Why? It just worked for hours. I turned you off. I turned you back on. Why is this? Console is pretty solid on just consistency.
Yeah.
It's just there's, but here's the thing is if PC didn't offer any bonuses, why would you spend a ridiculous amount of money for it? Like, for example, I bought a new graphics card last year and it cost me 550 bucks, which isn't even a high amount for a graphics card, but it's
Not at
also more
all.
expensive than a PlayStation 5.
Right.
And that's just one part of many parts of a PC. So it's like there are pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a very high-end PC, then you probably got all the pros. Cons of that, something goes wrong, you can't just replace it with some low-end shit. So it's a double-edged sword.
Right.
Because for me, with my lack of technology information or knowledge, something happens with my PC, I'm fucked. I don't know what to do with it. I don't start Googling anything because the idea of digging inside this thing terrifies me. I replaced my graphics card and I thought I broke it. I was like, well, there goes my happiness. But I did it.
I got some good tech people around me that saved my
Very good.
life.
And so do I. It's just I hate dealing with like, okay, now this thing's wrecked, getting it to somebody or somebody to check it out. It's just the hassle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a headache sometimes, man. But I know you gotta go. Man, I appreciate your time, man. Thank you for being
Oh,
on the show,
dude,
man. Man,
it has been a wonderful, fantastic experience with you, and I will say I would be more than happy if the times line up to participate at any given time you would like or need somebody to fill a chair on the podcast.
definitely,
Can
man.
talk about anything you like. You've known me long enough to know that there's not really any topics off limit with me outside of the topics that you don't want to participate in at all on your content. Because you know, I'll touch anything that you want because I know you as well. You're a pretty good guy to have conversations with about everything, not just one thing. And there needs to be more of that in the world, and I think we might actually make some progress.
I feel like it. I feel like we can. I'll talk about everything, man. But that, like I say, I respect everyone too. So I'm not a
Yep.
dictator. I'm not a ruler. I don't say, oh, that's what you believe. Oh, you crazy. No, you got the right to believe whatever you want to believe. And if you explain yourself, I may start to understand why you believe what you believe. So everything's up for discussion. That's why when I contact you, I say, hey, is there anything you don't want to touch? Because I'm ready to talk about anything. I'm ready to go in any direction.
Yep.
You know, and also, this is my platform. So, most of my community they're not soft like that. They don't, they don't really impose their will on anybody. They respect each other and they believe what they believe, and they are open to hearing anybody's discussion about why they believe what
Very,
they
very
believe.
good people.
Yeah,
You have
amazing,
definitely built yourself a really good community.
amazing people, man. I can't do it without them, man. I love them. I love all of them, man. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming through, spending a few
Oh,
hours with us,
absolutely.
man. Definitely, we're gonna talk,
Absolutely.
man. And I'll have you back, man.
I hope I was didn't get too far off on too many tangents
Mm-mm.
to make the stream unbearable.
You did amazing. I was entertained, and I know my community was entertained. So that's
I
what
don't
I
I will
that's
also say before I hop out of here, I just, turned your stream up on my phone again and I don't know what has happened, but I don't hear any echo anymore.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's like you said.
So,
It's with PC is a gift and a curse. I got so much stuff going on over here, man. What I did was I turned my mic down on OBS and I turned it lower than the audio capture. So I don't know. I don't know, man. You mess with so many levers and buttons, and then you know.
yeah, now you just leave it and don't touch it again until it breaks.
I don't mess with none of that stuff anyway, man. But every time,
And
you know, sometimes people will come in there and be like, "Hey, man, you too low." Like, man, I'm turning my shit up, and they phone is on 20%. Like, turn your shit up. Like,
right,
and
right.
it
You
don't
can't
never
hear me
be there.
because you've got me turned down.
Yeah, you gotta be cordial. You gotta be like, well, let me figure it out. Let me, you know, and before you know it, somebody come in, hey, man, why you so loud? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing this today, y'all. I'm not. But
And
look,
also, before I pop out again, the typical Minnesota goodbye, trying to get out of here, and I'm here for 20 more minutes. Uh, if you have a little bit, not necessarily that this was such a short notice, but if you have a time that you would ever like to do this again, just to throw stuff out. I've also, as well as I do, really enjoy football. We
right,
should definitely discuss things like that. I think, other people in your community. I've seen you chat about football before, and
I'm
people
glad.
seem to be, aware enough, like football enough to have inclusive conversations. That's always fun to talk about too.
I'm glad you said that because my fantasy football
Dude,
season has already started.
yep, I was gonna say football this month. I know it's a preseason game and it's like the last day of the month, but that means football has
Right,
finally returned.
right.
I
So
don't care
yeah,
if it's preseason, it's
we
football.
we can definitely talk some football too. So
Like, I mean, I don't know
I'm gonna
everything
probably do
about all
one
the
of my
teams, but
excuse me. I'll
yeah.
probably do one of my drafts live on stream. So
Oh, there you go.
yeah, we can work something out.
Just make sure you pick Justin Jefferson if you can.
Man, I can't never get in position to get him. Man, he always goes top two, top three.
Dude, he's so good. I feel like, dude, being a Vikings fan is, and I'll say this before popping out, being a Vikings fan is such a curse. And I know there's other teams and players that people that can say that about their team too,
Mm,
because not everyone's won a Super Bowl. But man, we've been to four, won none. We're considered one of the winningest teams in the NFL since a team's inception. But to never get to the end, get to the first round, kicked out. Wild card, kicked out. NFC Championship, kicked out. Super Bowl, kicked out.
I thought
We just need one.
I thought
We
you was
just
talking
need
about
fucking
us.
one.
You was describing us. 4 Super Bowls, no
Yeah, yeah,
win. I'm like, hold on,
yeah.
man. Who you talking about?
Yes, you get it.
Yeah, I
And
know.
like your Bills has been tearing it up. Still haven't won it. So
Still
I feel
can't.
your
Yeah,
pain.
yeah,
It's
man.
like it's like at this point in time, I will take one Super Bowl, and you can have the next 5 seasons to not do well. I'll still smile. I'll still be happy. I don't want that, but I want just one Super Bowl.
Yeah, just
Just
one, man.
one Super
Just
Bowl
one.
before I die.
Yeah, that's how it is though. But we'll get up, man. I gotta go and
Yes, 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 yes.
get my adulting done before I can play my game.
Yes, same, same, same. So, all right, brother. Well, thank you so much again for this opportunity, and your chat has been just very wonderful and receptive. Um, Wonderful thing you got going on here. I'm gonna try and get myself streaming a little bit more,
Okay.
doing some more stuff because I really enjoyed it last night. It was just a really fun time. The people that I was running raids with in my guild, they came in the chat and hung out for a little while. So it was just it reminded me why I enjoyed doing it in the first place.
Yeah, man, I
So and
love
then
it,
doing
man.
this with you as well is kind of very enjoyable.
Yeah, we
Feeling like
gotta
I'm
find some more
doing.
stuff to do, man.
Yep, yeah. Well, what I need to do is I just need to accept the fact that I'm not that great at Call of Duty anymore and just like install it and play it with you from time to time.
Shit, I ain't never been great. I ain't never stopped playing though.
It's
I just
true.
be playing. I actually got my first. If you remember, I got my first Warzone dub with you. My first Warzone dub. I got it with you.
Yep.
I got the clip on my well, it's not on my Instagram.
Yeah,
It's archived, but I got it.
that was a great
Reaper
time.
Reaper got a gaming podcast too. If you ever get a chance, check him out on YouTube.
Okay, okay,
The
okay.
2020. I'll send you a link. I'll send you a link.
Yes, yes, please do.
Yeah, but
All
Plague
right, my dude.
Templar.
Well, you enjoy your adulting.
I will.
I'm gonna
You
go and
too.
adult the same.
Plague
But
Templar,
yes,
everybody.
thank you, thank you,
Y'all,
thank you.
y'all check out
It's
his.
been a wonderful time, my guy. Loved it. Loved
Thank
every
you, man.
second of it.
I appreciate your time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all check
All
out
right.
his YouTube, his Twitch. I just posted all of them in the chat, and his X page. Not to be.
And I was gonna say I appreciate that as well. You didn't have to do that. I was just
Oh
here
no,
to help and be something. So I
I had to
appreciate your
do it,
plugs and
man.
whatnot.
That's what you
That's
gotta
very
do, man.
generous and kind.
That's what you gotta do, man. I want people to check you out. I want people to know how far this
Well, they're
pipeline goes down.
fantastic people, and I think honestly, I think a majority of them follow my Twitch in the first place because I mean I've known them, I've been in chats with them numerous times since you've been streaming, so a lot of them already do follow me, which is very appreciated. I do apologize for the lack of content, but life, kids,
Life.
life some more.
The man got married. He had a new baby. Well, he's a little older now, but life.
Which dude, we were so close. We were so close to no kids. Bailey has moved out and everything, and now I got a 3-year-old. Like, yeah, we almost had freedom of everything, and now we have a 3-year-old. Wouldn't change it for the world though. I love that little dude.
Yes, sir.
All right, dude. We'll talk to you later.
All right, my brother.
Take care.
All right, you too, man. Play Templar, everybody. Play Templar. Like I said, that's my bro. That's the man responsible for helping me get affiliate on Twitch. My very first subscriber, my longest subscriber. That's that's my brother, man. When I met him and we got cool, just the same way when I met Kinston, same way when I met Reap. Like, I just been so blessed to meet genuine people, man. Russ, you, Queen, Lucky, like, there's so many people, man. And when you meet them, you just gotta hold on to them, man. Always do right by them. Always, look out for them. Always check on them. That's another thing, man. Check on your friends, Check on your friends. My way of checking on my friends, I send a lot of text messages. I send a lot of, Instagram posts and memes. Like, I'm trying to see if you laughing or not. I'm trying to see if you happy or not. Sometimes people reply. Some people like, man, get out of my inbox with all this bullshit. And that's cool. Long as you answer and long as you alive, I'm happy. So check on your friends, respect your friends. I appreciate y'all and y'all time, man. Oh, I'm gonna give y'all the hold on. Let me see. Do I got it? Ooh, my next podcast episode. I don't know when I'm gonna do it, but I got the episode. I got the title and everything. Just pay attention to my X network, and you'll know when it's going down. All right, we need to raid out, y'all. Who y'all want to raid out to? Y'all have anybody in y'all network y'all want to raid out to? Y'all want me to choose somebody off my list? My list real thin right now. I see Stanky on. He's playing Marvel Rivals. Rod playing Marvel Rivals. Molly Mall playing Destiny 2. Tiger Prime got his arc going on. Grim Reaper playing the Hunter, the Call of the Wild. All we can rate out to somebody y'all know. Queen, you got anybody? Reap, you got anybody that could use a few views right now? If not, I think I'm gonna read out to Grim. I hadn't. All I have on is Tiger. Okay, Tiger. Yeah, Tiger's doing art right now. I have never rated Grim. I don't think, but I've rated Tiger before. I could rate Tiger. It don't matter. Let me see what Grim got going on. Let me see how long he been streaming, cause he might 2 hours. How long Tiger been on? Tiger been on for 3, almost 4 hours. He been on just as long as me. What about Stanky? How long Stanky been on? 2 hours. You know what? I never rated Stanky. Let's go ahead and rate Stanky. I never rated him before. Let's go ahead and rate Stanky. Again, man, I appreciate y'all, man, so much, man. So much. Thank y'all for the participation. Thank y'all for engaging and for the respect. I appreciate all of it, y'all. Let's go ahead and drop this raid on Stanky. He playing Marvel Rivals, so let's go on get it. Let's go on get it. I appreciate y'all, man. Why is she texting me right now?